think, nothing to think, Mickey, that's not out.
Yeah, a spike. The spike got in and the rest of the boot got in before the bales left the groove, before those bales lit up properly. Going to see green. That's my call. Yep. What were you saying about Dick Weller and saying he was going to be out?
Yeah, I was just saying, Nirishan Dikwela generally knows when it was close or not, and it was fairly close. I just think he got a little bit overexcited. I like how tight he is behind the stumps, though.
So what do you say is the best gloveman around at the moment?
Dikwela is the best gloveman around at the moment, without a doubt, in Sri Lanka.
Start of over number 18. Bit of pace on to the bat, and that's gone for one bounce for. That's a mile 11 circle champion shot.
Good shot there from Joshi Tamira. Really good shot to greet Kasan Rajita. The one thing that they've just got to be a little bit scared of here, a little bit short, picked it up on length and hit it over mid-wicket. Just to get back to what I was saying is, you don't need a big loss at this time. You know, teams often start thinking about net run rate the later the tournament gets on. When if you're thinking it from game 1 or 2, it can make a significant difference at the back end of the comp.
But how the game goes right now, can you pick a player on the fact that he's just a good keeper only? Or is that also an all-rounder's position? When I say that, batting and keeping becomes an all-rounder's position. Too much bounce for Kasun Rajita, trying to respond with aggression towards Chamira.
To answer that for you, Russ, it's a specialist position for me. The wicket keeper is a specialist position. Your best keeper should keep, and it's great if he can bat. Nirishan Dikwela can obviously bat. KJP can bat. We've got a lot of options in that regard. But you want your best keeper. If you have a strategy of bowling with an attacking spinners, you certainly want your best keeper behind the stumps.
You're talking about even in T20, right? Anwar Ali getting out the slide in the deep.
Yeah, I am talking about T20 as well, because I'll take you back to earlier in the Dambula Viking innings when Dinesh Chandimal missed Darshan Shanaka early in his innings. That was very, very crucial in the context of the game.
That's what's given the Dambula Viking a score to defend, score to bowl at. But obviously Dikwela needs to get his batting right, so crucial at the top of the order. Lots of soft dismissals. He stuck himself an extra eye. Dikwela is like a Dikwela.
Yeah, without wanting to labour that point there for too long, Russ, yes, he does. And Nirishan Dikwela will know that he needs runs, because we, and I'm talking from a Sri Lankan point of view, have lots of options with our keeping position. The thing that Nirishan Dikwela brings is he's certainly our best keeper. He can score runs, he's dangerous with the bat, and by his own admission, he'd want to be a lot more consistent.
But this win, most likely for the Dambula Viking, is good for the tournament. One of the favourites, Colombo Kings, looking so good, so strong, suddenly blown away.
Another favourite playing later on, double-headed today, of course. Stallions are up again later on. So the Colombo Kings have got their work cut out. 41 required from 13, so this is a little bit of an upset. And I'd suggest that the Jaffna Stallions are favourites for that one against the Candy Tuskers, but you never know. Both sides actually won their last games. Sweeper on the offside, doesn't get close. All across the turf for 4, big over, 12 from it, 139 for 9. Couple of overs left. 37 required. So this has got to be a really big over. Got to try and make sure they don't. Just need to go at 18 on the last over.
Yeah, we've got that beehive there. You can see the wicket taking balls from the spinners today. Mostly clustered around off stump, middle and off stump. And a lot of them have been caught out in the deep on the leg side. Turning and hitting against the spin, which is always a dangerous option, which just shows to me that there has been a little bit of purchase in the wicket.
Ali, second over. Oh, he's a bit unlucky there. Bottom edge, dragged past the off stump and goes for 4. His first over, by the way, was good. Ali picked up a wicket, conceded just 2 runs.
We can say whatever we like. Dushmantha Chamira will say that's a my 11 circle champion shot, he'll say.
Just before we get on to the next point, I think Kashan Rajita's come back and bowled really well today. I know that last ball he bowled from his third over went for a 4, but 3 overs, 1 for 27. I think he's had a really good outing in his first game for the Dambulla Viking.
Oh, that's beautifully bowled.
You mentioned a little bit of purchase, and in general, that's all you need. Bit of purchase, some deviation or variation in pace or bounce, and then there's doubt in the batsman's mind. The moment you get that in, it's game on. There's battle between bat and ball.
Ali, I reckon, will be a little bit confused about what's happened today. As I said, his first over went for 2 and he picked up the wicket of Angelo Matthews, and now he's only just started his second over. So he bowled his first over terrifically and then had to sit on the sidelines pretty much until over number 19. That's 1 bounce and that's gone for 4.
I think a lot of that, Hazy, had to do with the fact that they got their spinners through the overs, particularly there through the middle, and they just squeezed.
Isn't going to help Ali though.
No, it's not, and nor is that shot. That's a really, really good shot there from Chamira. Very, was that Chamira? Yeah, very good shot, Dushi. He's played it well. Very good shot over extra cover. I told you, Hazy, I thought he could bat when he came in.
Yeah, Hazy, when the spinners have the choke on, it's very difficult to go away from that.
Is it going to be out? Yes, it is going to be out. That's a really good catch. That is an outstanding catch. So Amar Ali has been rewarded. He's picked up his second wicket, and that is a terrific victory. Dambulla Viking can be really pleased with this performance. They're up against the Colombo Kings. They would have been a little bit shell-shocked yesterday. Tasara Pereira just blitzed them all over the place, but they bounced back beautifully.
Pulling a Taranga. That's been the commitment today. Fielding has been good from the Dambulla Viking. They've taken their catches, some very good ones too. This could be the last one, but still you want to be maintaining those high standards. Very, very impressive from the Dambulla Viking. And that's the star, Rasun Shanaka, the captain.
They've been very good today, Russ. They've been outstanding. I think they got their plans right, they got their team selection right, and their execution has been superb. Very good all-round day.
This broadcast was brought to you by Dafa News. The series is lost, but the pride is not. Will Team India bounce back? Before T20 series, Australia versus India, 3rd ODI, tomorrow, 8 AM onwards, only on Sony Sports Channels.
Australian Open, Euro 2020, Olympic Games, Tokyo 2020, on Sony. Only on Sony Sports Network, on Sony Sports Network, on Sony Sports Network, on Sony Sports Network, on Sony Sports Network.
This
This is Sony Picture Sports Network, and you are watching Sony 6 HD, the home of cricket.
Perturbed, they will know that they can get back pretty quickly and play at the strength that they need to play at as we look back at their innings. And all out for 147. Evans the top scorer, 59 off 33. But if you look down that entire list, you can see that there's no one has got in past the 20 mark. So that's been disappointing apart from Evans, really. So that's where they'll need to have a bit of a chat to make sure that the batsmen kick in and get some runs, even though it was turning, even though the conditions are a little bit different.
Colombo Kings caught in a web. Spin, spin, spin. Samit Patel, 2 wickets. Malinda Pushpakumar, a couple. Colombo Gate, Taranga, all amongst the wickets. They bowled really well. Batting first, the Dambulla Viking, 175 for 9. We always knew it was a fighting score, it given them a chance. Dasun Shanaka, 56. Samit Patel, 30. Their names feature all over the place. 3 for Russell, 3 for Udana. Colombo Kings could only manage 147. Evans 59, but it was all about the spin and the plans of the Dambulla Viking, who win by 28 runs. A win by 28 runs. They bounce back, the Dambulla Viking. Well, another game coming up soon, but let's have a look at that points table. The Jaffna Stallions remain unbeaten. They play in probably an hour's time. The Colombo Kings suffer their first loss. They're still at second place because of a healthy net run rate. Dambulla Vikings, they are making their move as well. The Kandy Tuskers are the team that will feature now, and hopefully they can move up that table as well. It's been a good evening for the Dambulla Viking, showing a lot of resilience and fight. On the other side, Roshana Besinga with the presentation.
करोड़ों फैंस खेलेंगे, करोड़ों फैंस जीतेंगे। कौन जीतेगा और क्या जीतेगा? my11circle.com पे आओ और खुद जान जाओ। डाउनलोड द ऐप नाउ।
देख लेना, इस सीजन My11 गोइंग टू डिस्ट्रॉय दादा।
सर और एक मिलेगा?
दादा जरूर मिलेगा।
खुद को चैंप समझते हो तो चैंप बन के दिखाओ। My11 इज रेडी। और आपकी?
my11circle.com पर ऐप डाउनलोड करो, अपनी टीम बनाओ और दादा के साथ खेलो। my11circle.com।
Play with champions.
The series is lost, but the pride is not. Will Team India bounce back? Before T20 series, Australia versus India, third ODI tomorrow, 8 AM onwards, only on Sony Sports Channels.
करोड़ों फैंस खेलेंगे, करोड़ों फैंस जीतेंगे। कौन जीतेगा और क्या जीतेगा? my11circle.com पे आओ और खुद जान जाओ। डाउनलोड द ऐप नाउ।
मैच क्लोज होगा?
दादा क्लोज नहीं, वन साइडेड होगा। माय साइड विल विन। आपकी साइड को साइड करके।
खुद को चैंप समझते हो तो प्ले विद चैंपियंस। आपकी टीम जीतेगी या मेरी? देखते हैं My11 सर्कल पे। मेक योर टीम ओनली ऑन My11 सर्कल। डाउनलोड द ऐप नाउ।
Champions League on Sony. WWE on Sony. Australian Open, Euro 2020, Olympic Games, Tokyo 2020 on Sony. Only on Sony Sports Network, on Sony Sports Network, on Sony Sports Network.
करोड़ों फैंस खेलेंगे, करोड़ों फैंस जीतेंगे। कौन जीतेगा और क्या जीतेगा? my11circle.com पे आओ और खुद जान जाओ। डाउनलोड द ऐप नाउ।
KFC Big Bash League, starts 10th December, 1:45 p.m. Live and exclusive on Sony 6.
करोड़ों फैंस खेलेंगे, करोड़ों फैंस जीतेंगे। कौन जीतेगा और क्या जीतेगा? my11circle.com पे आओ और खुद जान जाओ। डाउनलोड द ऐप नाउ।
It's time to show cricket's true color. India Tour of Australia, only on Sony Sports Network.
देख लेना इस सीजन माई 11 गोइंग टू डिस्ट्रॉय दादा।
सर और एक मिलेगा?
दादा जरूर मिलेगा।
खुद को चैंप समझते हो तो चैंप बन के दिखाओ। माई 11 इज रेडी। और आपकी?
my11circle.com पर ऐप डाउनलोड करो, अपनी टीम बनाओ और दादा के साथ खेलो। my11circle.com।
प्ले विद चैंपियंस।
करोड़ों फैंस खेलेंगे, करोड़ों फैंस जीतेंगे। कौन जीतेगा और क्या जीतेगा? my11circle.com पे आओ और खुद जान जाओ। डाउनलोड द ऐप नाउ।
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. It is presentation time of the My 11 Circle LPL. And let's start off by thanking My 11 Circle, Cycle Agarbati, Red Bull and Himani. And as you know, it was a very tight game, a close game, and Colombo Kings unfortunately came second. So we got the captain, Angelo Matthews. Let's start off by wanting you to just describe the way you guys bowled. Do you think that 95 runs in the last 10 overs and 50 plus runs in the 5 overs was critical?
Yeah, I think it was about 20 runs too many today. On that, especially on that wicket, it was a little bit slower than the previous ones, but we still had our chances. I mean, if not, well, we lost a lot of wickets especially in the power play. We lost 3 and then we lost our way in the middle once again. But yeah, good game it was, and Dasun Shanaka batted well.
Did you think you should have handled the spinners a little bit better, and what do you think you should have done?
No, I think this is a fast game, and no one can really predict what's going to happen next. I mean, one bowler can bowl a splendid over and the next over can go for 30 runs. So, it happens, but we don't need to panic. We've got the team, we got the firepower. It's just that we need to, get our act together and get our attitude right today, which was not very good.
Bit of a jolt for you guys after that smooth start?
Yeah, I know. I mean, as I said before, anything can happen. And we've got a long way to go in the tournament as well. We've got 5 more games, and you need to win. And you just can't think that, no, we've got a really good team, and, we can't walk away with games. We just have to go out there and perform day in, day out to go a long way in the tournament.
Bad luck today, Angelo. All the best. Right, we're going to talk to the winning captain, who's also the man of the match, Dasun Shanaka. Now, yesterday when I interviewed you, you didn't look very happy. But today, you can smile. Talk us through this win and tell us about your spinners.
Yeah, of course, I should thank all the bowlers. 4 spinners. They did really a great job for us. Especially youngsters. 2 youngsters came to the sides. Pulna Tarang and Sachin Kolamba gave a brilliant.
Before I talk about the spinners, tell me about the pitch, because you went there and got 56 runs of 30-odd balls. Did you see this coming?
Yeah, the pitch was a bit sticky at the start. So once we get in, I read the wicket beautifully, because spinners, there was something for the spinners in the wicket. So I was like, get into the game and continued.
What about the 2 veterans, Samit Patel and Balindra Pushpakumar? They did brilliantly for you.
Yeah, actually they got 10 right-handers in their lineup, so we were discussing the strategy. So it really worked for me, the 2 legends.
All right, well done. Happy to see you smiling. All the best.
Thank you very much.
Right, that concludes the presentation, ladies and gentlemen.
On Sony, cricket will reveal its true color.
दिखा दे सबको हाँ अपना रंग है हिंदुस्तान, निकले नीला हाँ अपना रंग है हिंदुस्तान।
It's time to show cricket's true color. Men in blue lock horns with their fiercest rival Australia in 3rd ODI tomorrow, 8 a.m. onwards, only on Sony Sports channels.
Undertaker, a dead man, whom we love more than fear.
What's the world heavyweight
championship!
Relive The Undertaker's 30 unbelievable years every night at 8 p.m. on Phenom, only on Sony 10-1 और हिंदी में Sony 10-3 पे.
Australia tour on Sony. Sri Lanka tour on Sony. England tour on Sony. And Zimbabwe tour on Sony. On Sony. Champions League on Sony. WWE on Sony. Australian Open, Euro 2020, Olympic Games, Tokyo 2020 on Sony. Only on Sony Sports Network, on Sony Sports Network, on Sony Sports Network, on Sony Sports Network, on Sony Sports Network.
Right then, who's on this year's Dettol Extra innings?
Patience, Harsha. Patience.
Mr. McGrath, it's been 9 months of waiting. Wait, who do we have here?
Well, it's going to be a long tour. Pink ball test we have. We are going to need some good fast bowlers.
Ajit Agarkar reporting on duty.
Can't have an all-pace attack, guys.
Absolutely, I totally agree with you, Kartik.
मजा आएगा. अब तो अपना रंग है इंडिया.
टीम तो बन गई भाई. अब चाहिए कुछ एक्स्ट्रा.
देखिए डेटॉल एक्स्ट्रा इनिंग्स हर मैच डे सुबह 8 बजे से सिर्फ सोनी के स्पोर्ट्स चैनल पर.
In the third ODI, King Kohli will clash again with the fiercest and informed rivals, Team Australia. Australia versus India. Third ODI. Tomorrow, 8 a.m. onwards, live on Sony Sports Channels.
Welcome back. What a performance by the Dumbledore Viking. That was a terrific job by them. Of course, Colombo Kings are certainly favourites going to this game. I've no doubt with their stacked side. But the Viking boys have got up and they will be very happy in that change room right now. Let's have a look at the summary. And the Viking, 175. Sanika played really nicely for his 56 of 34. And a couple of contributions after that, just assisting him. But Andre Russell got in the game, actually, towards the end with 3 for 18. Mudana picked up 3 for 25 as well. Chimera bowled quite nicely with his 2 for 27. Colombo Kings, 147. That's all they could muster. Evans, the top scorer, 59 of 33 deliveries. And the spinners did a very fine job. Really good work by the spinners. 4 were selected by the Viking side, and in the end it was the Viking side winning by 28 runs. So that's some victory, and they'll be very happy. And you heard Angelo Matthews. He won't be too concerned about this. He will know he's got some seriously good players in his lineup. But gee, what a good performance by the Viking team.
Yeah, it was, Mark. They clearly went back last night after their loss. They did their homework. They looked at what their best combinations were. I think they got the conditions really, really spot on today. And it was just a good clinical, professional performance. Very well led by Dasun Shanaka, who was outstanding again with the bat.
Yeah, Shanaka, 56 off 34 balls, 3 fours and 4 sixes. But it could have also been a little bit different because they would have been a little bit shell-shocked. I was a bit worried about them today. Would have been a bit shell-shocked because they got the Stallions in a really uncomfortable position. Then Pereira paced them to all over the part yesterday. So to come back like they did today was really impressive.
Yeah, I mean, one would say that for 3/4 of the first innings yesterday, they were the dominant team. Yep. And then the game just got taken away by a very, very special innings by Tessara Pereira. But clearly that didn't rattle them.
Nope.
I thought their plans today again, without wanting to labour the point, was spot on.
Taking the pace off the ball, and also, of course, took care of Andre Russell, which is always important in these games as well. And let's just have a little bit of a dip in and have a look and see who the My 11 Circle MVP of the match was. Andre Russell. It was not for the batting this time. He picked up a couple of catches. He dropped one, actually. We'll be dark about that. A couple of catches, but also picked up some wickets, which is nice for him and also the team. 3 for 18, his return. So he played really well with the ball, which we don't say very often because we haven't seen a great deal of his bowling, but this augurs well for the rest of the tournament.
Yeah, it does. He was clearly well within himself in terms of pace, but I thought he was outstanding. He came round the wicket and just bowled that angle across to the right-handers and got his length spot on. Bowled very, very well at the death.
Brought the guitar out as well, so he's a man for all seasons, that's for sure. So really good to see him in the game, and nice to see him turn it around with the ball as well. Okay, that's the first game today. It's a double header, and we've got action again later on. This is going to be a bit of fun, Mickey. The Jaffna Stallions versus the Candy Tuskers.
Yeah, this is going to be a really good game. Jaffna Stallions have looked a very, very good outfit. Candy Tusker found their mojo last night. Probably one more game for them without Dale Steyn. I see he's in the country. He's in the country now, so they'll be wanting to get Dale Steyn into that team as soon as they can. If they get up tonight, I think they're going to be a very, very good outfit.
And that's a couple of teams that have both won their last game, so that's a really good performance from them. Okay. Righto, so Mickey, thanks so much for your views. Righto, time for us to take a break. We're not too far away from the build-up starting for our last game, so don't go too far away.
On Sony, cricket will reveal its true color.
दिखा दे सबको हाँ अपना रंग है हिंदुस्तान निकले नीला हाँ अपना रंग है हिंदुस्तान
It's time to show cricket's true color. Men in blue lock horns with their fiercest rival Australia in third ODI tomorrow, 8 a.m. onwards, only on Sony Sports channels.
This guy got class, but can he show it on the big stage here at the MCG? 100 in each innings at Adelaide, disappointing at the Gabba. This is his big acid test as far as I'm concerned. Oh, that's nicely played. A counter attack by Cole here, 4 on the 3. That's the right length too. Harris. Tyson would right, we've got 3 slips to go in a wicket keeper, but you've got to have the confidence to come out and play that shot.
Oh, there's that drive again, Coley. That's about the third or fourth one we've seen in this innings. All of them have gone to the boundary. Pulls that away. Another boundary for Coley. If he's pulling and cutting with the driving, he's going to be hard to get out and hard to stop.
Yeah, too good. Here's the simple answer. Virat Kohli goes to 50 with the deftest of touches. What a terrific batsman he is.
Still only 2 slips in place. An edge! They dropped him! It's dropped him! Down it goes! There's the opportunity for Australia. And Watson couldn't hang on. Oh, what a moment in the game that is. Now it's up there. This time maybe Hannon doesn't get there. Down it goes again. If he's standing at square leg, he swallows that, and Haddon couldn't get there. Coley on 98. And that'll be 100. She's a good player, and he loves the battle against Australia.
Great way to bring it up too. Fantastic shot. Gets his hands so beautifully through the ball when he's facing slow bowling. Pounded that through wide mid-off. Third 100 in this series. He is some player.
Another batsman showing that he doesn't mind conditions outside of his own in India. He's pumped. That's his 5th 100 against Australia. And his 9th overall. Shane Watson continues from the southern end. Nicely played into the gap. He's moving again. Super half century. Another boundary. 15th. So sweet. Excellent timing. Goes for it. Gets enough on it too. Johnson back over his head. Take a bit of that. A few words as well. He's dominating Coley. That shot would have felt so good, hitting you quick. Back over his head. This is good stuff, Virat Kohli. He loves the competition, doesn't he? Loves it. Edge. Oh, he's got another one, has he? That's a beauty. That is an absolute beauty. That's out of Shane Watson's right pocket.
That's also the end of an extraordinary innings. Virat Kohli, 169 from 272 deliveries, but look at that catch. 2 in this innings have been right out of the top drawer. Oh, he's leapt, hasn't he? He's got the Superman cape on and away he goes. Takes it away from Watson. It was right in the breadbasket for Watson, but Haddon went, he saw it. That's what they say, if you see it, go for it. But what an innings. Brilliant century.
Undertaker, a dead man, whom we love more than fear.
That's the World Heavyweight Championship!
Relive The Undertaker's 30 unbelievable years every night at 8 p.m. on Phenom, only on Sony 10-1 और हिंदी में Sony 10-3 पे.
Ricky Ponting, the new man. A nasty little... Well, it's now 8.5 minutes to go before lunch. Nice start for Ponting. She leaned into it, pushed it away through mid-wicket.
Oh, that's a good shot. That's a beautiful shot. Well, we've often said Ricky Ponting plays that shot as well as anyone in world cricket, and that's another example of a beautiful full shot.
That'll be 50 for Ricky Ponting. Third 50 of the series to go with his 242 from Adelaide. His tremendously successful 2003 continues. Just under 2 hours for that 50. It hasn't been easy. And that shot's no good, but it's beautifully struck by Ponting. Ponting on 99. And that will do it. Just pushed it wide of the man at mid-wicket. And there's Test match century number 20 for Ricky Ponting. His second in this series. His 10th in Australia and the second on this ground at the MCG. His 4th against India and his 6th this year. What a wonderful year that has been. Capped off by a marvellous 100 here in the Boxing Day Test match. Well played, Ricky Ponting.
Very, very happy for to get his 100.
Huge cheer from the crowd here. Into the gap. And while he didn't really hit that off the middle of the bat, it'll go for 4 anyhow. So that brings up the 150 for Ricky Ponting. And he is definitely not finished yet.
Lovely, Ricky Ponting. You are in exquisite form, playing beautifully.
There it is. No run out, he's home. Well played, Ricky Ponting.
It's a very good performance from Ricky Ponting. Double hundreds in successive games.
He's the third Test batsman to score successive double centuries Test matches in Australia. Bradman 36-37, Hammond 28-29. Tendulkar, bad ball, pulled away. 4 runs.
Yeah, that wasn't a great delivery. It was picked by Ponting, and the only man who was in real danger there was the forward short leg.
There's a pull shot. He's dragged it down. There are no fielders in a huge part of the MCG. Ponting helps himself to 4.
Short one.
Sachin Tendulkar to Ricky Ponting, and there it is. There's his career best Test match score, 243.
2 in a row. 242 in Adelaide. Well, I felt pretty good there. I want to get there again. We've got 243 not out in the MCG. Huge crowd. Tough situation for Australia. Now goes to his highest Test score. The timing is sensational too for him and Australia.
This time he's just found the ropes with a magnificent risky pull shot. Gets him to 251.
Well, they just keep coming. Milestone after milestone. 250. Didn't play to do it at the MCG. What a feeling for him. Huge crowd, blue skies. What a moment for Ricky Ponting. 250 at the MCG. What a knock so far.
In the third ODI, King Kohli will clash again with the fiercest and informed rivals, Team Australia. Australia versus India. Third ODI. Tomorrow, 8 AM onwards. Live on Sony Sports Channels.
Virinder Sehwag just taking guard there. He's the one the Indians will want to see go because he only knows one way. He loves aggressive batting. And I can't see him doing anything different.
Oh, he slogged it. He slogged it successfully. It's big.
Yeah, that's the way to play it. You've got all these men around you, such an attacking field, and the sub-fieldsman.
Horses for courses with Sehwag. He plays well here. There he goes. And there it goes. That's 4.
And that one, thick outside edge, it'll fly away for 4. Good efforts there from Brett Lee. That was in the air through that area, gets away with it, Sehwag. And that'll bring up 50. Outstanding effort. But it's about batsmen occupying the crease for long periods of time today.
Oh, he's hit that one a long way. It's in the air. He's going to go all the way for 6. Yes, it is, by miles. 10 rows back. And that's a long boundary down there as well. That is a huge hit. It's amazing. Every time Hogg comes off, one of the Indians out there goes after him.
That is a great strike. That would be about the longest boundary in this ground. Either, I suppose, any corner of this ground is long. That is sweet as you would like, and it's gone almost back onto the road that goes around the first row of seats. That's a huge hit.
Oh, he's driven that one beautifully through the offside as well. That's a beautiful shot. Went like a rocket to the boundary. The sweeper had no chance.
Well, plenty's happened. Big LBW appeal, 6-4. Saw Tendulkar lean on one through this exact same area an over or two ago. Sehwag blazes it.
A full toss, and that'll go for 4. They've peppered that area, that extra cover. Been at least 3 4s in that direction this morning.
And he finds a space on the leg side. That is a glorious 100. A 100 that nicely sums up the entertainment all through the series.
What an innings we've just witnessed. We want to keep going with it, and he can. He scored a 300 before against Pakistan. So he does know how to convert 100 into a big one. But 128, the team total. Sehwag 100. It's amazing stuff.
From way outside off stump and smashed it down the ground for 4.
Full toss, it's in the air, but it doesn't matter. 150 to Virender Sehwag out of 252 for India. Exceptional last day in Adelaide.
That's a terrific innings, that.
A little bit of outswing, and Sehwag is gone. Victim number 416, a brilliant catch by Adam Gilchrist.
Yeah, he's in the game, Gilly. Must be a very satisfying catch for a keeper when you're up to the stumps, fine edge. It did deviate a little bit as well. But the focus really has to be on this innings. This was a match-saving innings from Sehwag. It had everything: aggression, solid defence, and again he proves that he can play in any mode.
Right there. Who's on this year's Get All Extra innings?
Patience, Harsha. Patience.
Mr. McGrath, it's been 9 months of waiting. Wait, who do we have here?
But it's going to be a long tour. Pink ball test bhi hai. We're going to need some good fast bowlers.
Ajit Agarkar reporting on duty.
Can't have an all-pace attack, guys.
Absolutely, I totally agree with you, Kartik.
मजा आएगा. अब तो अपना रंग है इंडिया, इंडिया. टीम तो बदली भाई. अब चाहिए कुछ एक्स्ट्रा.
देखिए डेटॉल एक्स्ट्रा इनिंग्स हर मैच डे सुबह 8 बजे से सिर्फ सोनी के स्पोर्ट्स चैनल पर.
ball this morning, and then he gets a ball from Hazelwood, which is an absolute beauty. Pitches about middle and off and goes away, finds the edge, and does the rest.
I reckon he wanted this ball, the ball before Josh Hazelwood, but he floated it up a touch too much, was driven powerfully, gets it right. He's been either side of that length, he's dangerous when he hits it. Yes, beautiful cricket. Wow. He comes back, he goes tidy, and he picks up the wicket that Australia so badly needed. Josh Hazelwood is to the man of the match.
Yep, a bit of swing, a little bit of nip, the full delivery again. Yeah, just stuck on the crease, Ashwin.
Just got a little edge straight through the hands by Josh Hazelwood on debut. Fantastic stuff. He's been the pick of the bowlers over the last 2 days. That change of back didn't have him any joy at all. Well done, Hazelwood. Proud young man. First salute for a 5-wicket haul.
This is Sony Picture Sports Network, and you are watching Sony 6 HD, the home of cricket.
Longkan Premier League 2020. Win together.
Our second game of the day, which is game number 8 actually in the tournament, is about to get underway. It is the Jaffna Stallions versus the Kandy Tuskers, and this is going to be an interesting game. Both those teams played really well in their last games, and of course is the man on the left who steered the Stallions home with his 97. The captain, Pereira, played superbly, so they'll both be feeling pretty comfortable. I've got obviously alongside me Russell Arnold. Russ, let's just talk about the conditions for starters, because I'll be interested to see what the selections are, because these teams would have watched the first game, I guess, and saw that it's a little bit different.
Yes, it played very different, but also you have to say that the Dambulla Vikings went into the game with a very different plan. They loaded the team with spin, they took the pace off the ball, and there was a little bit of grip. Now, sometimes that can be misleading because that's a day game. But in the evening, it cools up and the ball tends to slide on a little bit. Yes, it'll be on the slower side. There are a few pointers to take out of it, but not get carried away and totally focus on what happened in that game.
So you've got the conditions right now, absolutely ideal. It's a beautiful evening here in Hambantota, and we're really looking forward to this game. We need to get the game underway with the toss. Let's go and join Rashan Abasinga.
Aibowan, Wanakam, welcome. It's toss time in the My 11 Circle, Lanka Premier League, and we got two top teams playing today. Well, the Jaffna Stallions, they're riding the crest of the wave, and don't forget, the Kandy Tuskers, they have got off the mark. We got Maxwell Lebroy, the match referee, and we got Tisara Pereira and Kusal Pereira. And Tisara, you're going to spin the coin?
Yep.
Okay.
Tails.
Tails is the call.
Tails. Yeah, I would like to bat first.
All right. Tisara has won the toss. That's Jaffna Stallions, and you're batting first. Why are you batting first?
So looks like a little bit spinning the wicket. So hopefully we can put a good score on the board.
Kusal?
If I would I would like to bowl first.
Oh, good. Well done. So you're both very happy.
Yeah, real.
Right. So you watched the last game.
Yeah.
So what are your thoughts on the last game?
So I saw the last game little bit slow the wicket. So that's why we all agreed to bat first.
What about your team, Tisara?
I have only one change from the last match. Surangal Akmal came in for Binura Fernando.
How is Tisara Pereira's batting form? Want to continue the same way you did the last time?
Yeah, hopefully we can, I can continue the last performance, but this is the new game, so past is past, so I will give my 100% to my team.
Well done. Well, you're off the mark, you won a game. Tell us about your team.
Same 11 from the last game. Yeah, backing our strength. Yeah, at the moment we are doing really well at the batting.
Yeah, what we saw in the last game was there was a lot on emphasis on spinners. Are you going the same way?
Yeah, we are trusting our trusting 11. So that's why we are try to bowl first.
All right, guys. All the best.
Thank you.
Right, the news from the centre is that Jaffna Stallions, they won the toss and they will be batting first.
Okay, so that's first blood to the Stallions. They are the favourites as the table toppers in this tournament. But, the Tuskers must be riding pretty high after that performance yesterday. I mean, they had to get 2 points. They got 2 points. Would have been a much happier change room after the game.
Yeah, they needed it. They had 2 good games, but they came short because of not paying attention to finer points. But the plans yesterday were so much better, and to get the points would mean, all right, that's justification to their thought process and to the squad they have and the skills they have. So it's about getting on with it. And hopefully they can. So Kusal Pereira says their batting is what they rely on. Kusal Mendis is in great form, and the addition of Brendan Taylor, that's adding a lot more oomph to that team.
And I think Brendan Taylor also yesterday, I mean, he was one guy who went out there and he certainly assessed conditions very quickly.
Very experienced player.
Yep.
He's been around the traps. He's played in different countries as well. You have to rely on him. He's one of your bankers.
How important is that toss, winning the toss and batting first?
I think it's a good toss to win. You mentioned, is it going to be influenced? Is this game going to be influenced by the previous one? So the decision to bat first is influenced by the previous one. But still, Tisara Pereira is going with his strength. He's relying on his strength. He spoke about spin. He has spin options as well. So he's keeping it simple.
Okay, we need to find out if the track looks like it's going to spin again as it did earlier today. Let's go and join Darren Ganga and get his thoughts.
It's the fourth match on the same pitch within 2 days, and teams will be wary of the conditions. Some things have remained the same in terms of the boundary size. It's still 70 yards all around, so that will not change at all. In terms of conditions, quite cool. The hardness of the surface remains the same, and there will be a bit of a due factor for that team that is bowling second. In terms of what we've seen, well, today there was an earlier match, and what we saw appreciable turn. And spinners, they have dominated. In fact, 7 wickets went to spinners against the Colombo Kings. And Colombo Kings, for the first time, struggled with their batting. They only scored 147. So maybe signs that batting is becoming a lot more challenging. What I can say about this pitch, it offers something for the fast bowlers as well. If you put pace on the ball, you can get players out. If you change your pace and bowl cross seam and bowl the cutters, you will also get assistance with the ball. So it should be a very good contest. Might not be a very high scoring game, but it will require a different set of skills from both teams if they are to gain points.
Good stuff, Darren. Thank you very much. Okay, that's quite interesting. So there's going to be an opportunity for all groups of the bowling department.
Yes, you have to believe so. You have to rely on what you can do, and Darren was spot on. Different skills, different thinking, and it has to evolve as the game goes on, as the days go on. So who's going to do it better? They're going to come out on top.
I think the seam department also from the Tuskers, by the way, was pretty tidy. At the death yesterday, I thought Naveen ul Haq was really impressive.
Yeah, that's the point I made earlier, Hazy, that they used them better. They used them at various stages, and Nuwan Pradeep and Naveen ul Haq at the end where probably there was due and you need your seamers to be able to execute. There was less pressure on them. In the previous games, Nuwan Pradeep was used all over the place, all the time, and he was only made to look for wickets. But now, the way they're setting themselves up, he can settle in and just chip away.
Okay, well, I think we both expect the batsmen to get out there and just assess the conditions when they get out there straight away and just work out what they feel about the track. Right, let's have a look at the teams. And let's just run through these sides. There's the Stallion side for starters, Russ.
4 down early. They lost Avishka Fernando, Banuka Moores and Dhananjay De Silva Malik, but you still don't write off that top 5. That's a good one. There's experience there and a lot of skill. Tisara Pereira, Vanindu Hasaranga and his brother Chaturanga De Silva really did dig in, and they cashed in to make sure they got a good score. And then the bowling, it looks well covered. Shinwari's experience, pace, Duan Olifier's pace and bounce, the spin of Chaturanga De Silva, Hasaranga, Dhananjay De Silva and even Shoaib Malik can bowl. So they have their options.
And there's the Tuskers as well.
Gurbaz and Kusal Pereira-Taylor and Kusal Mendis. Those four are very, very crucial with the bat. If they can get going, then the others can chip around amongst them. There's Munaf Patel, who bowled well with the new ball within himself. And then they hold back Pradeep and Naveen ul Haq. Plenty of spin in the middle. There's Gunaratna, who can take the pace off. You got Kamindu Mendis if you need him. Prasanna, Sikuki Prasanna, and this Dilruwan Pereira coming into the team is also giving them a bit of an X factor.
And Pradeep won't let them down in the death bowling as well, that's for sure. And Gurbaz, I mean, he'll need to be a little bit more selective. He played really well in the first game and he picked up 53, but since then he's thrown his wicket away a couple of times.
Yeah, that happens because he's a batsman who's going after the bowlers, and the way he's batting is allowing Kusal Pereira to settle in and play those longer knocks. It's taking the pressure off Kusal Pereira and the run rate early. So I really wouldn't put any pressure on Gurbaz. Just let him go and be free. But that's the only way that they can really get off to a fly. Then Mendis and Kusal Pereira and then Kusal Mendis can just rely or focus on playing their own game. They don't have to worry about the team.
Russ, thank you. Good on you, mate. We'll hear from you in the commentary box. Right, our time for a break. When we come back, I'll be picking the brains of Mickey Arthur.
It's time to show cricket's true colour. India Tour of Australia. Only on Sony Sports Network.
करोड़ों फैंस खेलेंगे, करोड़ों फैंस जीतेंगे. कौन जीतेगा और क्या जीतेगा? my11circle.com पे आओ और खुद जान जाओ. Download the app now.
Champions League on Sony. WWE on Sony. Australian Open, Euro 2020, Olympic Games, Tokyo 2020 on Sony. Only on Sony Sports Network, on Sony Sports Network, on Sony Sports Network.
हेड और टेल ही देखते रहोगे कि अपनी टीम भी बनाओ. My11 सर्कल पे अपनी टीम बनाओ और मुझे हराओ. खुद को चैंप समझते हो तो प्ले विद चैंपियंस. डाउनलोड My11 सर्कल ऐप नाउ.
The Run Fest begins with the world's grandest T20 league. KFC Big Bash League starts 10th December, 1:45 p.m. Live and exclusive on Sony 6.
पिच तैयार है. 30 minutes to go. My11 सर्कल पे टीम बनाओ और मुझे हराओ. चैंप समझते हो तो प्ले विद चैंपियंस. डाउनलोड My11 सर्कल ऐप now.
The series is lost, but the pride is not. Will Team India bounce back? Before T20 series, Australia versus India. Third ODI tomorrow, 8 a.m. onwards, only on Sony Sports Channels.
करोड़ों फैंस खेलेंगे, करोड़ों फैंस जीतेंगे. कौन जीतेगा और क्या जीतेगा? my11circle.com पे आओ और खुद जान जाओ. डाउनलोड द ऐप नाउ.
Australian Open, Euro 2020, Olympic Games, Tokyo 2020 on Sony. Only on Sony Sports Network, on Sony Sports Network, on Sony Sports Network, on Sony Sports Network, on Sony Sports Network.
हेड और टेल ही देखते रहोगे कि अपनी टीम भी बनाओ. My11 सर्कल पे अपनी टीम बनाओ और मुझे हराओ. खुद को चैंप समझते हो तो प्ले विद चैंपियंस. डाउनलोड My11 सर्कल ऐप नाउ.
The series is lost, but the pride is not. Will Team India bounce back? Before T20 series, Australia versus India. Third ODI tomorrow, 8 a.m. onwards, only on Sony Sports Channels.
Welcome back. Now, just an opportunity to have a look at the points table as it stands at the moment. The Jaffna Stallions who are in action now, so it's going to be 1 versus 4 in this, the second game today. So 4 points, play 2-1-2, 4 points to the Stallions. Colombo Kings going down in that last game early today. 3 they've played and have won 2 and lost 1 now, so 4 points. And also the Viking side who got up also on 4 points, and then the Tuskers with their 2 points yesterday, and the Gaul Gladiators bringing up the rear. So there's a look at the table as it stands, and net run rates will probably come into play as well at some stage, and that's always going to be interesting because that's important to split things right at the end if the points are the same. Mickey Arthur's joined me. Righto, Mickey, what are your thoughts about this game? What are you looking to see from both sides?
Well, I'm quite excited about this game, Hazy. I think we've seen Jaffna Stallions. I think they've been outstanding. They've been very well organised. Some really good class international players in that outfit. They look a good side, and I reckon Candy Tuskers found their mojo last night. We saw Kusal Mendes starting to play well. Kusal Janis played well. I thought they bowled really well. We saw Duran Pereira bowl well. Nuan Pradeep closed out well. So I reckon it's going to be a very good game tonight.
And I think I know how you're thinking about the game of cricket. I mean, most coaches and captains have the same view that it's great to come back and win tough games, and that's what the Stallions did yesterday. I mean, at one stage 64 for 5, but in the end posting that total of 218.
Yeah, it does. It almost makes you feel like you can do anything. And I'm not saying that in an arrogant way. It allows everybody to trust each other within the team. I think they've selected well. They're using all their resources to the max. And again, you know, just very, very well organised.
The star of that was Tassara Pereira. He was simply magnificent with his 97 off 44 balls. I mean, this is as good as I've seen him play. He was just absolutely superb.
He hit with such power. He got into such good positions. He had a very good, solid base. He went to his strengths and waited for them to overpitch, and he hit the ball straight very, very well. I just liked the way he committed to all his shots. That was one hell of an innings yesterday, under a lot of pressure.
It was indeed, and also the one thing he did is he didn't try and overhit, did he? I mean, he used the timing, which is not necessarily something you normally would associate with him. He's normally one of those guys who uses a great deal of brute force.
Yeah, I mean, they were just proper cricket shots, yeah. And I think that's the key. He didn't, not once did he slog, not once did he hit across the line. He played proper cricket shots. And with the boundaries, you know, here being only 64 metres, you know, he half hits it and he clears those ropes. Mind you, some of the sixes he hit would have been sixes at the MCG.
Yeah, they sure would have. Just a reminder, in case you're just joining us, the Stallions, by the way, have won the toss and they've elected to bat first. But just looking at the bowling side of things, Usman Shinwari was, I thought, terrific with the ball, picking up 3 for not many yesterday as well.
He was outstanding, really, really good. He runs in hard, Usman Shinwari. He hits the bat hard. He skids it on. He's a little bit quicker than you think, has a good bouncer, bowls wicket to wicket. He's the full package in these conditions.
Now, if we can just talk a little bit about the Candy Tuskers as well. I mean, Mendes. I think we're 25 years of age, and I think we're all big rat for him. I mean, 49 yesterday. He looks so fluent, and he's got that injury, but doesn't seem to have hampered him at all.
No, it hasn't. You know, I started to think, and this is with respect to all our other batsmen, but he on talent alone is our best batsman here in Sri Lanka. The way he picks length, his hands, the positions he makes, his tempo at the crease, the way he runs between the wickets, everything just says champion player. It's up to myself and Grant Flower, the Sri Lankan batting coach, to make him turn those numbers into numbers that are pretty serious in terms of international cricket. He should be averaging in the top 40s in all forms.
It's fair to say he should be scoring more runs, right, with the talent he's got.
He should be. He knows that, and I've got a feeling that graph is going to continually go upwards from here.
Now, a change yesterday was also the addition of Brendan Taylor, who picked up the Man of the Match award. He swept early. That was the shot he played. He could have brought out a broom, actually, when he first arrived.
He could have, and that's his go-to shot. He plays very, very well in these conditions. Sweep, reverse sweep. He's got the whole package. He's a very, very good player and has added another dimension to the Candy Tuskers batting. If you think of Gurbaz, Kusal Janis Pereira, Kusal Mendes, and then Brendan Taylor, that's a pretty steady top 4.
How different do you expect this track to be from yesterday?
I think it's going to be a little bit slow. It's a second game. On the evidence of game one, you would probably say that's true. I think the ball might just stick just a little bit more. I think it's going to be slightly lower scores than we've seen.
One thing that was pleasing for the Tuskers also was to see after a couple of ordinary games, actually, the good fight back from the bowling unit.
Yeah, I thought the bowling unit was great, and it's often understated. I thought Nuwan Pradeep, at the death, his execution of his Yorkers were really good. Sometimes his figures don't give you a good all-round picture, but I thought his execution was very, very well. Naveen Al-Haq, we saw a little bit of aggression from him yesterday, but I thought he also bowled really well at the back end. And I thought Dilron Pereira in the middle was sublime.
Okay, well, I want to find out a little bit more about Naveen Al-Haq. Let's see what he's got to say.
A feisty character, Naveen Ul-Haq. Great game yesterday for the Kandy Tuskers.
Yeah, it was a good game. We had been losing 2 close games. It was a must-win game for us to get the confidence back and get the first points on the table for Kandy.
And aggression, that seems to be your way with the bowling and your body language. Does that really help you?
Yeah, I think every fast bowler needs to have that aggression in themselves. That can help them in their bowling and in their focus. This is the main thing for me.
Even aggression against other fast bowlers like we saw yesterday?
Yeah, sometimes in the heat of the moment these things happen in the field.
But then the senior player, Shahid Afridi, he put an arm around your shoulder. Anything you can tell us about the advice that came from him?
Yeah, he basically said what was going through there. So I said it was from both sides, not only from my side. Then he was saying it can be on the field, but just take it off when the match is over. I said, yeah, it's cool with us.
It was good to watch, though. But what has been good to watch is how you've improved through the tournament. Can you tell us how you've been settling in?
Well, yeah, since I came here, I didn't had much practice, these COVID things and this restriction thing. So the first 2 games, I was assessing the pitch and the condition. Then I got an idea to where to bowl, what should be my strength and what should be my go-to deliveries. So basically on that, I have changed my plans through the tournament.
Quick turnaround, back-to-back games. What can we expect from the Kandy Tuskers in the game coming up?
Well, yeah, all the momentum is with us, and inshallah we will do our best and keep the momentum, and hopefully we can win some games back-to-back.
Good luck.
Thank you.
Yeah, I think he made a real difference to things yesterday, and it's nice it's comforting to have someone at the death that a captain can trust.
Yeah, I think he hit the bat hard. He executed quite well. Him and Nuwan Pradeep bowled particularly well in tandem at the back end. He did a hell of a job for them.
So just touching on the aggression side of things, and I'm glad we got the explanation as well as to what was happening with he and Afridi as well. But your view as coach of Sri Lanka, I mean, what is your view about the aggression in the middle?
Oh, look, I think it's all about body language, and I think it's about projecting a body language that we're not going to get trampled over. We're here to do our job, and we're going to do our job well. I don't like it when it starts getting to the verbals and starts getting into personal stuff. I don't think that's got any place on a cricket field. But certainly the aggression and the little bit of niggle, that's perfect. I enjoy seeing that because I think it just adds to the game and adds to the performance of the cricketers.
Okay. All right, there you go. Thanks, Mickey. Thanks very much for your views. One thing that, of course, the Stallions are going to have to work on a little bit. They've had a couple of 90s so far in this tournament, so some of the other batsmen are going to have to get stuck in and assist the likes of Pereira and also Visca Fernando. Time for a break. When we come back, we've got live action.
The series is lost, but the pride is not. Will Team India bounce back? Before T20 series, Australia versus India, 3rd ODI, tomorrow, 8 AM onwards, only on Sony Sports Channels.
Saurav is going for the pitch report.
दादा बिग फैन लेकिन पिच रिपोर्ट जो भी हो मेरी 11 कर देगी आपकी 11 को बिल्कुल फ्लैट
तो आओ पिच पर खुद को चैंप समझते हो तो प्ले विद चैंपियंस आपकी टीम जीतेगी या मेरी देखते हैं माई 11 सर्कल पे मेक योर टीम ओनली ऑन माई 11 सर्कल डाउनलोड द ऐप नाउ
Champions League on Sony. WWE on Sony.
Australian Open, Euro 2020, Olympic Games, Tokyo 2020, on Sony. Only on Sony Sports Network, on Sony Sports Network, on Sony Sports Network.
हेड और टेल जी देखते रहोगे कि अपनी टीम भी बनाओ। माई 11 सर्कल पे अपनी टीम बनाओ और मुझे हराओ। खुद को चैंप समझते हो तो प्ले विद चैंपियंस। डाउनलोड माई 11 सर्कल ऐप नाउ।
Open the door.
No one will sleep tonight.
Cause it's Champions League, bro!
Tuesday, Wednesday, no one will sleep because the champion of champions and the best football clubs are back. Only in the UEFA Champions League. Tuesday and Wednesday, live and exclusive on Sony 10-2. Dare to sleep.
पिच तैयार है। 30 minutes to go. माई 11 सर्कल पे टीम बनाओ और मुझे हराओ। चैंप समझते हो तो प्ले विद चैंपियंस। डाउनलोड माई 11 सर्कल ऐप नाउ।
KFC Big Bash League starts 10th December, 1:45 PM. Live and exclusive on Sony 6.
करोड़ों फैंस खेलेंगे, करोड़ों फैंस जीतेंगे। कौन जीतेगा और क्या जीतेगा? my11circle.com पे आओ और खुद जान जाओ। डाउनलोड द ऐप नाउ।
दिखा दे सबको अपना रंग है हिंदुस्तान, निकले नीला अपना रंग है हिंदुस्तान।
The entire stadium will be covered with cricket's true colour. When men in blue lock horns with their fiercest rival Australia, fans will cheer the loudest for them. India Tour of Australia Hurt ODI tomorrow, 8 AM onwards, only on Sony Sports channels.
हेड और टेल जी देखते रहोगे कि अपनी टीम भी बनाओ। माई 11 सर्कल पे अपनी टीम बनाओ और मुझे हराओ। खुद को चैंप समझते हो तो प्ले विद चैंपियंस। डाउनलोड माई 11 सर्कल ऐप नाउ।
Longkan Premier League 2020. Win together.
A very good evening and a warm welcome to the Mahinda Rajapaksa International Cricket Stadium in Hambantota. It is the My 11 Circle Lanka Premier League. A big game, Jaffna Stallions riding the crest of the wave, and Candy Tuskers, they got off the mark. At the toss, Jaffna Stallions winning the toss, and they just decided to bat first. They were pretty unanimous about it. And looking at the two teams, well, this is first Jaffna Stallions, full of international experience with Lakmal coming in for Binro Fernando, whilst the Candy Tuskers, they're going in with an unchanged team again. Look at the star-studded lineup. All of them have played there for their respective country.
On Sony, cricket will reveal its true colour.
दिखा दे सबको अपना रंग है हिंदुस्तान, निकले नीला अपना रंग है हिंदुस्तान।
अपना रंग है हिंदुस्तान।
It's time to show cricket's true colour. Men in blue lock horns with their fiercest rival Australia in Hurt ODI tomorrow, 8 AM onwards, only on Sony Sports Network.
Champions League on Sony. WWE on Sony. Australian Open, Euro 2020, Olympic Games, Tokyo 2020 on Sony. Only on Sony Sports Network, on Sony Sports Network, on Sony Sports Network.
This broadcast is brought to you by Dafa News.
Normally, so to speak, from what we've seen in previous matches, maybe this team as well taking a little bit of inspiration, the Jaffna Stallions, from what transpired there. The Viking winning the toss, electing to bat first. And here again, Jaffna Stallions winning the toss, electing to bat first. Something we've rarely seen in this tournament. Batting teams going on to win matches.
And also, well, we've given the stat that the team that won the toss didn't win. The first game was a tie, a super over, but I think the hoodoo was broken.
Yeah, I think so. And I think in these conditions where the wicket just slows up just a little bit, spin coming more into the game, it's beneficial to have runs on the board because you can build the pressure. And we certainly saw that in the first game where Dambulla Viking used their spinners particularly well. I'm excited to see our Candy Tuskers back up here because I think they found their mojo yesterday.
Yeah, the other thing is if you look at the two sides, it tells you how balanced they are. They're able to cope with any condition. They got good seam, batting, plenty of spin bowling options from both sides. Man, yeah, it's going to be a very exciting contest. Jaffna Stallions, obviously, the stronger of the two teams coming into this, considering the way on the back of what they're coming in. They've won games. Pereira has been in outstanding form. On the other hand, Candy Tuskers have been a bit unfortunate. And finally getting over the line. Vinod Bhanuka, fledgling career for this young player coming through from Kurunegala. And Munaf Patel, plenty of experience there.
The other thing I'd like to say about the Jaffna Stallions team, when I look at teams in T20 tournaments, you look to see teams, and if they're adept at batting first, posting good totals, and also chasing, which is an important part of any T20 team. If you have ambitions of lifting a title, you don't want to be one-dimensional. And when you look at the previous two matches played by the Jaffna Stallions, they chased in that first game, got to 176 and won against Gaul, and then they batted first and won as well. So versatility, character, experience, so crucial, essential ingredients in any T20 side.
Play. I'm also really looking forward to see how Ivishka Fernando backs up. Excellent in game one, missed out yesterday. Hopefully he's got something for us tonight.
Munaf Patel starting off with a wide down the leg side. Not the best start. He'll want to be nicely loose. Don't forget someone who hasn't played recently, playing in this My 11 Circle Lanka Premier League.
Got an early wicket the last time he bowled. Caught short fine leg. Some would say a freebie, but a wicket nonetheless. Early wickets, priceless in T20 cricket.
Yes, it is hitting a good length there. And for the Candy Tuskers, we know Dale Staines in the country. He sees in quarantine in the hotel, so he will be a massive addition to this Candy Tuskers attack.
Well, Candy Tuskers was one team in that first match that really lacked that depth in bowling, and as you said, Munaf Patel's experience, Dale Steyn coming in, it will just make this tournament that much better. First runs off the bat. Ivishka Fernando is on the way.
Of course, it's the inaugural My 11 Circle Lanka Premier League, and Mikiata, I'd like you to put your coaching cap on. What I've seen is an analyst aligned with one of the franchise team here at the venue, and I'm not sure if it's consistent across all of the 5 franchise teams, because I think in T20 cricket, analytics are so crucial in terms of guiding decision making, in terms of strategies, in terms of matchups. Those are the things that coaches and players and captains, they rely on those things to help them have winning outcomes on the field.
Oh, that's not good fielding. This has been one area that we've seen, maybe with the exception today with Dambulla Viking, generally we found the fielding a little bit below par.
It has been below par, and that's been disappointing. I think, without wanting to make any excuses, the guys were wrapped up in quarantine and hadn't played for a period of time. I expect it to get better and better. Just to go back to your point, Darren, it's a really good point. And I think in white ball cricket, the analyst is becoming such an important part of your management team now, in terms of matchup selections, etc. As we see Munaf Patel hitting a good length there. It's something that any team needs to have, because you might not want to be filtering all that information to your players, but in that information, if you find one or two little gold nuggets, then it couldn't be the difference in terms of your selection or the way, or your matchups in terms of getting you a positive result. We've just employed a guy in our brain center, Prad, who's top draw, and our analytics has gone to another level now.
Goes again, goes past the outside edge. It's a good length that he's bowling, just back of a length, not really letting the left-hander move forward, and he's also getting that movement away from the left-hander.
And just for those of you who might not be familiar with cricket analytics and what we're talking about, obviously there's a large amount of data from previous matches that is filtered in a certain way that provides a lot of information for coaches, for captains. You can tell which bowlers have dominated which batsmen and vice versa.
It's a good start for Munaf Patel, just 4 runs of the over.
मिस्टेक तो दादा ने भी की है, याद है 2003 इंडियाज टूर ऑफ ऑस्ट्रेलिया, बॉलिंग विकेट, टीम में कौन थे? बैट्समैन ही बैट्समैन। वो छोड़ो, ये टीम देखो, ये क्या है? माफ करना, मगर दादा ना आजकल आउट ऑफ फॉर्म लग रहे हैं। देख लेना, इस सीजन माय 11 गोइंग टू डिस्ट्रॉय दादा।
सर और एक मिलेगा?
दादा जरूर मिलेगा।
खुद को चैंप समझते हो तो चैंप बन के दिखाओ। My 11 is ready। और आपकी?
my11circle.com पर ऐप डाउनलोड करो, अपनी टीम बनाओ और दादा के साथ खेलो। My 11 Circle,
play with champions।
Look at the teams, the depth they carry, the all-rounders, the bowling options, simply magnificent. And what the international players, the foreign players have done, they've added so much flavor. And take a look at the dimensions of the ground, and that's the drone that's giving you all those details. It's a 70-yard boundary. Dilruan Pereira starting off.
Dilruan Pereira was exceptionally good against yesterday. Oh, look at that drone. The drone's doing a great job. They're the boundary dimensions. Avishka Fernando will know those dimensions. He'll know where the shorter boundary is. But what a shot from our drone. Just in terms of analytics, they would know that Avishka just likes the ball coming on early, so they would know his strike rates against spin versus strike rates against pace. Hence, Dilruan Pereira coming on and bowling the first over to Avishka, and that for the people out there is what you call a matchup.
It's magnificent, isn't it? I mean, they'll know the type of bowlers that Avishka would get out to, or wouldn't score runs, or would bowl dot balls. Simply magnificent. That is just marvelous for planning, for coaches, for players to develop.
And again, Roshan, it's a guide. Doesn't necessarily mean what happened in the past will happen today. And captains, they use it as a guide, because many times as a captain in T20 cricket, you got to go with your gut instinct. You may have plans, but you see conditions that are different. You've got to apply different approaches.
It's always the case, isn't it? You get historical data in anything you do. You look at the past, you look at history, and then you decide, then you map your strategy. And as you say, yeah, it's just a guide and you just use it. Down the track. It's dangerous to do that. Milinda Sirivardhana found that out yesterday. But it is a boundary. It's a My 11 Circle champion shot from the left-hander.
Very good shot that from Manu Banuka. Down the wicket, hit it with the spin, weight through the ball, hands through the ball. Very well executed. And you talk about matchups again, they would be thinking as a partnership. We want Manu Banuka facing Dilruan Pereira. because with the ball just slightly deviating away, it'll be easier for him to free up his major scoring area, which is over extra cover.
Playing to his strengths, while sometimes your strength could become your weakness. We saw Dilruan Pereira do that in the last match. Invite and entice the boundary and the use of the feet, and then pulled it back a bit and imparted a little more turn on the ball.
So 2 overs bowled, it's 9 without loss.
देख लेना इस बार मेरी 11 राशिद 11 के
चौरंगी स्टॉप कौन सी है?
तीसरा स्टॉप।
थैंक यू। खुद को चैंप समझते हो तो चैंप बन के दिखाओ। My 11 is ready। और आपकी?
My11circle.com से ऐप डाउनलोड करो, अपनी टीम बनाओ और राशिद के साथ खेलो। My11circle.com।
Play with champions।
The Run Fest begins with the world's grandest T20 league. KFC Big Bash League starts 10th December, 1:45 p.m. live and exclusive on Sony 6.
Munaf Patel continues. The strategy of the Tuskers were to try and bowl him through. He just bowled one spell, and those were 3 overs. He didn't come back. So just making sure that you get the best out of him in that power play using his experience. And then it was up to the spinners to try and strangle. So short fine leg, short third man. It's mid-wicket and backward square leg. Those are the 2 fielders that are outside the 30-yard circle.
Easy single. We're all enjoying the My 11 Circle Lanka Premier League, and many of you may be thinking, what is the My 11 Circle about? Well, it's an app where you can make your fantasy cricket team and play with real champion cricketers. All you need to do is download the app from www.my11circle.com and start playing on the app, making your team with players you think will get maximum points. So there you go, play with champions, play and win.
He's been on the money. Munaf Patel.
Mickey Roshan, we've been talking about the impact of spinners in the earlier game. That is something that will be uppermost in the minds of both captains. How to integrate the spinners with the incentive of fast bowlers using a new ball, extracting whatever lateral movement there is on offer. We saw a little bit of swing in that first game as well because of the overcast conditions.
Yeah, and I think just going back to that point, Darren, it's on the wickets when the first couple of days were incredibly flat. The only weapon that the bowler had was his change of pace. Oh, there we see that fantastic trophy. I wonder who's going to be holding that on the 16th. But that was the only weapon that the bowler had. Now we're seeing a little bit of spin, a little bit of tackiness coming into the pitch. I think they're making for better games.
Running that first run hard. So a couple just squeezing it into the cap at mid-wicket.
Well, if you missed the action in the first game, 7 wickets going to Dambulla Vikings, 2 to Samit Patel. He was quite good with the new ball, bowled in the power play overs. 2 wickets to Pushpa Kumara. 2 wickets to Taranga as well, and a wicket to Colombege.
See, one of the thing about the surface today is the fact that we hardly had any sunshine. And we speak about these surfaces having to be maintained and watered in the night, expecting the sun to come out and dry. So that has also been a bit of an issue when it came to today's game, simply because it's been pretty gloomy. So had the sun been out, the moisture would have been nicely dried out, so it would have looked different. It's a no ball, and they're running on it, and a direct hit. Direct hit. The umpire will inquire for sure. Brigitte Ramukwella. Yes, he's gone upstairs.
This is going to be quite tight, I think. He didn't run in a straight line, Ivishka. Oh, he's out. If he had run in a straight line straight down the wicket, he would have got in. That's a big wicket for the Candy Tuskers. There he is, big screen out. Massive wicket. Ivishka Fernando, a fantastic player, one of the stars of this Jaffna Stallions outfit, run out off a no ball. Out for 3 or 5 balls, 13 for 1.
No doubt, राशिद भाई ने 3 टेस्ट में 3 बार 5 विकेट लिए होंगे, पर मैं भी कोई कच्चा खिलाड़ी नहीं हूँ. मैं टीवी देख के बता देता हूँ कि बॉल लेग ब्रेक है या गूगली. देख लेना, इस बार मेरी 11 राशिद 11 के.
चौरंगी स्टॉप कौन सी है?
तीसरा स्टॉप.
थैंक यू. खुद को चैंप समझते हो तो चैंप बन के दिखाओ. My 11 is ready. और आपकी?
my11circle.com पर ऐप डाउनलोड करो, अपनी टीम बनाओ और राशिद के साथ खेलो. my11circle.com.
Play with champions.
The series is lost, but the pride is not. Will Team India bounce back? Before T20 series, Australia versus India, 3rd ODI, tomorrow, 8 AM onwards, only on Sony Sports Channels.
13 for 1. Dhananjay De Silva is the new batsman. Jaffna Stallions losing the vital wicket of Avishka Fernando. Outstanding fielding by Sikuge Prasanna. But Dhananjay De Silva is going to get a free hit off the first ball. Couldn't have asked for a better start. Swing and a miss. Doesn't matter. It's a free hit.
If ever there was a bittersweet moment. 3 overs gone, 13 for 1.
श्रीलंकन टी20 लीग का ये मुकाबला है कांटे का और इस बात की पूरी गारंटी है. तो सोचिए मत, जल्दी से बनाइए अपनी फेवरेट टीम ओनली ऑन माई टीम 11, इंडिया की अपनी फैंटेसी ऐप.
साइकिल प्योर अगरबत्ती सन 1948 से प्रार्थना की खुशबू. साइकिल प्योर अगरबत्ती, प्रार्थना की खुशबू.
The Run Fest begins with the world's grandest T20 league. KFC Big Bash League starts 10th December, 1:45 PM, live and exclusive on Sony 6.
It's pace and spin for the Candy Tuskers. Pereira continuing.
This is a really good field for Munir Bhanuka. Extra cover has gone deep out onto the boundary, and the other man is out at deep mid wicket, almost forcing Munir Bhanuka to sweep, which is his less favourable shot. Very well thought out here by the captain.
And by virtue of this field, they're pushing him to think differently. This was a wicket. Prasanna with the direct hit at the right time, coming up trumps. It's so important in T20 cricket to ensure that your all cricket is spot on.
Yeah, if we have a look at that wicket, very well fielded by Prasanna, and he's just swerved off to the right there, Ivishka. Be disappointed with that, and really disappointed he's got out in that way, because he's in some good nick. I'm really excited to see Dhananjay De Silva come in 3. He's a quality player, and the more he can bat, the better he's going to become, and will put Jaffna Stallions in a good position. He's got great tempo, runs hard between the wickets, got very good hands, looks to execute over extra cover. A wonderful player, Dhananjay De Silva.
Yeah, the Stallions will want him in form. Yesterday was attempting a shot that was a little bit too full, looking to manufacture a shot. And another picture provided by the drone, a bird's eye view. That's the one that comes in with the arm, just following the left-hander. He's got a wide repertoire of deliveries, Dilwan Pereira. So much of variety that he's developed over the years. Plenty of experience. Partnered Rangan Herod very well in the test team, but now almost on his own. Just a bit off the outside edge. It's 16 for 1.
So, जरा अपनी strengths और weaknesses बताइए.
My strengths are my biceps, my triceps, my shoulders. Abs थोड़े weak है.
इसकी जॉब तो नहीं लगेगी, पर आपकी लगे तो ब्रांडेड प्रीमियम फॉग मास्टर लगाना. जॉब लगा, फॉग लगा.
करोड़ों फैंस खेलेंगे, करोड़ों फैंस जीतेंगे. कौन जीतेगा और क्या जीतेगा? my11circle.com पे आओ और खुद जान जाओ. डाउनलोड द ऐप नाउ.
It's been a slow start, 16 for 1 in 4 overs. Quite contrasting to what we saw earlier on. But then, this is how the surface is. It hasn't been lending itself too much for run making. Oh my goodness. That very nearly took the leg bail.
Munaf Patel has done a very good job for his team, opening the bowling. His seam position, even when he played international cricket for India, was a highlight. Played against him a couple times in test match cricket. Always seemed to find that seam, so you'll always expect a bit of lateral movement. Pace off the ball as well. We saw on a 4th match pitch is a challenge.
And the thing is that he keeps finding that seam all the time. And tournaments like this can only be a success if you have sponsors. And Red Bull has been quite kind to come over. And besides sponsoring, it also gives you wings. Why are you guys silent?
Well tucked off his legs by Jay De Silva. If I can go back to Munaf Banuka and the way he gave himself room and a very good seam presented by Munaf Patel, but he was in no position to hit a shot. Clearly the run rates got to him. He's looking to play a big shot. 18 for 1 in 4.3 overs. He's looking for a boundary. His best chance of hitting a boundary is standing still and playing good cricket shots, because when he starts moving around the crease, his head moves and he doesn't get any position to hit a boundary.
Bit of innovation there. It's gone all the way. I think the umpire will need to confirm it. Vinod Banuka needed that. He just needed to release the pressure.
Had to premeditate. I'm surprised with the lack of pace we've seen from Munaf Patel. This has gone so far. 1 bounce and should be given 4. And it's a My11 Circle champion shot because he needed a release and he got that with the boundary.
22 for 1. High standards were set in terms of the power play scores. It's tipped a bit as we go through the tournament. The contest has been a little bit more even. Finds the man at point. He'll be disappointed. He was short and wide.
Yeah, that was the ball for him to take toll of. The contest has got even, and I think that's best. I don't know what you gentlemen think, but I want to watch a game where there's something in it for the bowler as well, because I think that makes for entertaining games. Nobody wants to just watch a boundary-a-thon where the bowlers are just like bowling machines.
Once again, back to back. He'll be pretty disappointed. 22 for 1.
Saurav, the game's about to start.
कौन होगा in और कौन होगा out?
Dada, nothing much to think about. My 11 in, your 11 out.
खुद को चैंप समझते हो तो प्ले विद चैंपियंस। आपकी टीम जीतेगी या मेरी, देखते हैं माई 11 सर्कल। नाउ मेक योर टीम ओनली ऑन माई 11 सर्कल। डाउनलोड द ऐप नाउ।
The series is lost, but the pride is not. Will Team India bounce back? Before T20 series, Australia versus India, third ODI, tomorrow, 8 AM onwards, only on Sony Sports Channels.
Look at the broadcast partners that we have watching the Lanka Premier League. All the broadcasts on the left and the regions on the right. And also we have a whole host of digital partners as well. So great to have you all on board. I'm sure that you and your subscribers, viewers, are thoroughly enjoying the Lanka Premier League.
And a good start for Candy Tuskers. Especially you have to Lord Munaf for an excellent spell yet again. He's been very economical. Came very close a couple of times to pick up a wicket. Wasn't to be.
This will be a fascinating little spell. Gunaratne. Oh, it's outside the line of off stump, I think. Certainly a bit of excitement, that's for sure, but I'm certain it was outside the line of off.
Very clumsy start from the Jaffna Stallions, just like yesterday. Was on the full. Yes, there's no fielder behind square. Kusal Pereira's indicating that it is outside the line of off stump. The wicket that was lost as well, not running in straight lines. Opportunities have been there. They made it look like they're batting on a minefield.
Well, that was a good delivery, the last one. It actually tipped on the batsman.
Side, but that's nicely fielded.
Good one, Pereira. Couple of balls ago, outside the line of off stump. But yes, but he could have hit that through the offside if he had the best. It was in a good presence of mind.
I often wonder if there should be maybe a spotter in the stand for the DRS. Now, I think with the bowler, when he's following through like that, I mean, obviously his head's bouncing up and down, so it's a little bit difficult for him to get it right. And I think we've seen bowlers get it wrong so many times when they send it upstairs. Let's say a spotter, I mean, someone associated with the Tuskers, for example, in this situation. Got him. Walked past that, just a little bit of turn. That is an important wicket. Gunaratne strikes early.
From the last two games, Gunaratne has become a very difficult bowler. He keeps on changing the pace consistently. And just derived a method to surprise the batsman. On that occasion, it wasn't seam up. It was kind of an off spinner, worked well.
Yeah, he went early, Minod Bhanuka. Asela Gunaratne changed the length. 15 to Bhanuka. Jaffna Stallions in trouble. 23 for 2.
So, जरा अपनी strengths और weaknesses बताइए.
My strengths are my biceps, my triceps, my shoulders. Abs थोड़े weak हैं.
इसकी जॉब तो नहीं लगेगी, पर आपकी लगे तो ब्रांडेड प्रीमियम फॉग मास्टर लगाना. जॉब लगा, फॉग लगा.
डिसीजन पेंडिंग है, पर तुम्हारा डिसीजन अभी ले लो. माई 11 सर्कल पे अपनी टीम बनाओ और मुझे हराओ. खुद को चैंप समझते हो तो प्ले विद चैंपियंस. डाउनलोड माई 11 सर्कल ऐप नाउ.
Tom Wars now. His main role is with the gloves as a wicketkeeper for the Stallions, but he's a very handy batsman. 66 T20 games, strike rate of 140. We can round that up. Higher score of 80 not out. Up against Gunaratne with a slip as well. Soft hands off the mark.
That's the way to do it. It's not always about the big shots. There've hardly been any singles. Probably just looking for the boundaries. A little bit of turn, you'd expect that. It's a slower pitch, we all know that. You can see Minod Bankar left his crease even before Asela Gunaratne released the delivery.
Might have heard the call of two. One still wanted to, one didn't. Moore sent him back.
Moores is a risky player, and on a pitch like this, he can become very effective. But at the moment, Gunaratne has been very effective. Economical at the same time, looking very threatening.
Last ball of the power play. More good fielding, more pressure on the Stallions. 6 gone, 26 for 2.
करोड़ों फैंस खेलेंगे, करोड़ों फैंस जीतेंगे. कौन जीतेगा और क्या जीतेगा? my11circle.com पे आओ और खुद जान जाओ. डाउनलोड द ऐप नाउ.
So, जरा अपनी strengths और weaknesses बताइए.
My strengths are my biceps, my triceps, my shoulders. Abs थोड़े weak हैं.
इसकी जॉब तो नहीं लगेगी, पर आपकी लगे तो ब्रांडेड प्रीमियम फॉग मास्टर लगाना. जॉब लगा, फॉग लगा.
Shab Malik is due to come in next. 26 for 2 it is at the moment after 6 overs. So that's the power play done. It's not a good power play for the Stallions. After they won the toss and elected to bat first.
Yeah, yesterday they were 40 for 4 and then got to 218. Now you can't expect to do that all the time. Those are once in a lifetime achievements.
The conditions are different. Although it's the same track.
I thought this guy yesterday was really good, Naveen ul Haq. In particular when he was bowling at the death. Just want to finish my story. I was talking about a spotter that is not one of the players that actually asked for the DRS. Now he will be then one of the coaching staff. He'll be appointed as a DRS specialist basically. And I'm just going to compare it with what they do in the NFL in the USA. NFL, they have a guy in the stand who is a spotter, and he, after watching a couple of replays actually, then sends a message down to the coach and then asks the coach to challenge a decision from the umpire. But it's all in front of a television monitor, so he's organised and it all comes very quickly to him. Has his own replays that can be offered as well from his own staff, so it's all pretty technical. However, I do think it's a pretty good idea to have that rather than just the players involved.
Agree with you, Hazy. You have become a bit of job creator, aren't you? You just created a new job in cricket. Well done, mate.
But in cricket, that's not allowed.
Yet.
You don't play replays till the decision has been made.
No, not yet, no. But it will happen. We all want the right decisions in the end, so I'm pretty sure that'll happen at some stage.
It used to happen at some stage where suddenly you get a replay, suddenly you don't. So it was made a uniform that it doesn't happen so.
Well, it has to be coordinated. Obviously, the directors and everybody has to be in sync. You know, unless and until that time hasn't ticked over, you're not supposed to show the replay. It's all about coordinating, isn't it?
Yeah, change the playing conditions and make sure it's all exactly how it should operate. Everyone understands it and they have their own feeds and away they go. I think that's the way to do it so we get the right results. That's a good connection. Straight to the fielder though. Gunaratne's out there, just the one.
That's what pressure do to you. It was a long hop. Could have managed to hit it anywhere to pick up a boundary, only managing to hit the ball straight to the fielder. who's protecting the boundary.
By now, the communication should have gone to the dressing room and plans should be adjusted. Maybe thinking 150, 160. And work towards that. We did mention conditions are different and you've got to make those adjustments. There was movement from Munaf Patel. The spinners are getting turned.
I think Jaffna has the best bowling attack in this competition. As we just saw, my 11th circle, champion shot.
They need more, they need more. That's just the second in the innings. Bit of extra pace from Naveen ul Haq. Played it late. Munaf Patel, who's had a good spell, 3 overs for 14 down there, just couldn't get down. That was racing away. Yeah, you got a good bowling attack, but you still want to give them a chance. You want them to be able to work to their plans.
Yes, I was making a point that they have the best bowling attack, but now, at the moment, they'll be confused.
Big shout from Pereira behind. Direct hit as well. Let's have a look and see if that goes upstairs from square leg. I don't think it's going to. (34 for 2).
So, जरा अपनी strengths और weaknesses बताइए.
My strengths are my biceps, my triceps, my shoulders. Abs थोड़े weak हैं.
इसकी जॉब तो नहीं लगेगी, पर आपकी लगे तो ब्रांडेड प्रीमियम फॉग मास्टर लगाना. जॉब लगा, फॉग लगा.
डिसीजन पेंडिंग है, पर तुम्हारा डिसीजन अभी ले लो. माई 11 सर्कल पे अपनी टीम बनाओ और मुझे हराओ. खुद को चैंप समझते हो तो प्ले विद चैंपियंस. डाउनलोड माई 11 सर्कल ऐप नाउ.
Ratner again.
That they didn't consider, coming back to the point, Jaffna standards, they didn't consider whether there is going to be due or not. They had all the confidence in the world in their bowling lineup. But from here on, they have to think hard. What sort of a total, if there is due, is going to be competitive.
But the thought is that there will be something in the pitch for them to go with, to use.
Bowled him. That is terrific. He's picked up his second wicket now. So he is right in this game. Got his teeth in it. Wicket in his first over. Now got a wicket in his second. No wonder they're smiling out there, the Tuskers.
Well, at the moment, everything is going in Gunaratne's way. Yeah, he's exploiting the conditions very well. The first wicket he got was with the off spinner, and this one, seam up.
But it's all variations. They're mixing it up so nicely. The batsman just not able to pick up which way to go, not able to line up the bowlers. Oh, that's fine, that's fine. If the back leg did cut that return crease, it would have been a no ball. It's just fine. Tom Moores doesn't contribute again. He's gone for 4. Jaffna Stallions deeper in trouble. 35 for 3.
So, जरा अपनी strengths और weaknesses बताइए.
My strengths are my biceps, my triceps, my shoulders. Abs थोड़े weak हैं.
इसकी जॉब तो नहीं लगेगी, पर आपकी लगे तो ब्रांडेड प्रीमियम फॉग मास्टर लगाना. जॉब लगा, फॉग लगा.
डिसीजन पेंडिंग है, पर तुम्हारा डिसीजन अभी ले लो. माई 11 सर्कल पे अपनी टीम बनाओ और मुझे हराओ. खुद को चैंप समझते हो तो प्ले विद चैंपियंस. डाउनलोड माई 11 सर्कल ऐप नाउ.
Two balls into the 7th over. Shoaib Malik now. 35 for 3. Yesterday they were 36 for 4 in 4.4 overs. Now they're 35 for 3 in 7.2 overs, the Stallions. So they're going to have to look at someone to rescue them again, I think. Shoaib Malik is more than capable of doing that.
He looked good yesterday, Shoaib Malik. 23 off 13 and then got strangled down the leg side. Yorked himself. Great variations, change of length, change of line. It's got the seam up, as you mentioned, Amir. Runs the fingers over, very difficult to pick up. There's a little bit in it for the of the pitch. Really using it well.
Well, that was clever bowling. Went edge of the crease, created that angle, brought the ball back into the middle stump of the left-handed batsman.
And more dots. That's what's creating the biggest issue. The pressure builds.
Exactly right. That is their problem. They can't do anything rash at all because the wicket's going down. But at the same time, they've got to look to try and score some runs. Run rate at the moment is 4.7. That's all it is.
Just the 3-4s in the innings as well.
Oh, outside edge on the bounce.
More energy, lot more energy from the Tuskers. That's why they're playing a lot better. From the first two games, the fielding has really picked up too. Imang Badani, mentor of the team along with the coach, Dilina Kandambi. Bit to think about, it's happened again for the second time in 2 days. Top order collapse.
It was the skipper who rescued the side yesterday. Experience of Shoaib Malik is something that should come to the fore in this situation. 38 for 3.
Saurav, the game's about to start.
कौन होगा in और कौन होगा out?
Dada, nothing much to think about. My 11 in, your 11 out.
खुद को चैंप समझते हो तो प्ले विद चैंपियंस. आपकी टीम जीतेगी या मेरी? देखते हैं My 11 Circle. Now make your team only on My 11 Circle. Download the app now.
Watch WWE Live, where you'll find extraordinary heroes with extraordinary moves. Here, every extraordinary action has an equally extraordinary reaction. Every Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday. Live 6:30 a.m. and repeats at 10 a.m. and 1 p.m. Only on Sony 10.1 and in Hindi on Sony 10.3.
Skipper's due to come in next. Tisara Pereira. Saranga after that. He's batted pretty well so far in this tournament as well, but it's Pereira and Malik who are the guys in the middle that they're going to need to rely on here, the Stallions.
Sikuge Prasanna. Four bowlers we've seen so far have been very decent. Not decent, they've been very good in fact. Just not allowed the batsman any breathing space. Fifth one in. Prasanna very experienced too in the T20 format. Very different conditions.
It has been spinner's day.
Was with the gloves, Brendan Taylor. That win against the Gaul Gladiators. Kusal Pereira was injured, didn't take the field. Mendes was the captain.
Yeah, had a little bit of a groin or a hit on the inside thigh, one of the two. For those who have been playing on the app today, who have downloaded My 11 Circle app previously and have been making their team and been playing with the champions, they would have been having fun today with these teams, these performances and these surprises.
Be the strategic timeout after this over. It's a time that the Jaffna Stallions can look at what they want to do. Someone's got to take a chance. Malik goes down the ground, doesn't connect, but he's trying, he'll try.
That's pressure for you. It's ramping up. with every dot delivery.
Protection should be just a single.
Good pass. Long way to go, but very quick across the grass. They're all in it. They're up for this. The Candy Tuskers. Current rate just 97. 7 and over 121. They need to get up to 144, 150. That's almost 10 and over from here.
The Stallions need to get together, have a bit of a chat about things and try and work out some sort of strategy. That'll help their cause. A boundary off the last ball of the over. 9 runs from that over now, so 9 overs gone, 47 for 3. That does help their cause, that's for sure. And they will get a chance to have a chat as well, because this is a strategic timeout.
नो डाउट राशिद भाई ने 3 टेस्ट में 3 बार 5 विकेट लिए होंगे, पर मैं भी कोई कच्चा खिलाड़ी नहीं हूँ। मैं टीवी देख के बता देता हूँ कि बॉल लेग ब्रेक है या गूगली। देख लेना, इस बार मेरी 11 राशिद 11 के।
चौरंगी स्टॉप कौन सी है?
तीसरा स्टॉप।
थैंक यू। खुद को चैंप समझते हो तो चैंप बन के दिखाओ। माई 11 इज रेडी। और आपकी?
my11circle.com पर ऐप डाउनलोड करो, अपनी टीम बनाओ और राशिद के साथ खेलो। my11circle.com।
Play with champions.
The series is lost, but the pride is not. Will Team India bounce back? Before T20 series, Australia versus India, 3rd ODI, tomorrow, 8 AM onwards, only on Sony Sports Channels.
Watch WWE Live, where you'll find extraordinary heroes with extraordinary moves. Here, every extraordinary action has an equally extraordinary reaction. Every Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday. Live 6:30 AM and repeats at 10 AM and 1 PM. Only on Sony 10.1 and in Hindi on Sony 10.3.
Australia tour on Sony. Sri Lanka tour on Sony. England tour on Sony. And Zimbabwe tour on Sony. On Sony. Champions League on Sony. WWE on Sony. Australian Open, Euro 2020, Olympic Games, Tokyo 2020 on Sony. Only on Sony Sports Network, on Sony Sports Network, on Sony Sports Network, on Sony Sports Network, on Sony Sports Network.
KFC Big Bash League starts 10th December, 1:45 PM, live and exclusive on Sony 6.
MRI Cricket Stadium in Hambantota has put on a bit of a different face today. The Seamers have been welcomed on the faster tracks at the start of the tournament, but today it's been the spinners who have thoroughly enjoyed their outings, getting a bit of purchase, and they've been to both a bit of flight and guile. Certainly have deceived a few batsmen. So 9 overs gone, 47 for 3. The Stallions are behind the 8 ball, that's for sure. That run rate at the moment is going at 5.2. Mendes now.
Words would have been shared, thoughts would have been shared during that strategic timeout for the Candy Tuskers. Of course, it would have been about a job well done. How best can we strangle? But for the Jaffna Stallions, do we look to break free? Who's going to break free? Who's going to take a chance?
Good connection. 2 good connection, just the one.
That has to be Shoaib Malik.
You think so? Dhananjay De Silva to try and go, because Shoaib Malik is more adept at taking the innings deep, and he'll do a lot more with Tisar Manindu Hasaranga to come. More trouble, more trouble. Shoaib Malik doesn't wait for the umpire's decision because he knows it hit Kamindu Mendes in the fingers and it's gone on to the stumps. It's just not going right for the Jaffna Stallions.
Most unfortunate way to get out. Now batsman using his feet, hitting the ball really hard, and the bowler did well. Kamindu to get down and get fingers on the ball. Big wicket.
How extraordinary. When things aren't going well for you, it gets even worse. Quite a deflection, out by some distance. At that stage, Shoaib Malik didn't look anywhere else. He just looked towards the change room and decided to keep marching that way. Wow, that is one of the, in fact, that is the worst way of getting out. You're backing up, you're doing the right thing. Your partner drives one straight back towards the bowler. Deflection, out, you're gone. Malik's made 9, 49 for 4 now.
भैया अगर वो वॉटसन है तो हम भी अपने अम्मा के सन हैं और वॉटसन का वॉट वाई इवेंट सब देखें देखो ऑलराउंडर होना अलग बात है प्लेइंग 11 चुनना अलग इस बार अगर वॉटसन 11 की वाट नहीं लगा दी ना मेरी 11 ने
You were saying something, mate?
No, sir.
Think you're a champ? Then prove you're a champ. My 11 is ready. Is yours?
My11circle.com पर ऐप डाउनलोड करो, अपनी टीम बनाओ और वॉटसन के साथ खेलो. My11circle.com.
Play with champions.
So whatever the Stallions are thinking about 3 minutes ago has now gone totally out the window. Shoaib Malik was always going to be such a key player for the rest of this innings, but now, in an unfortunate manner, he is gone. Pereira's there now. Tassara Pereira, the captain.
Yeah, he's come out. Left-hander as well. He's got to take control once again. Finally, Dhananjay De Silva times one, but hits it straight back.
How many times we have seen a batsman getting out in a similar fashion? So don't you think the time has come where the coaches have to tell their batters not to hit straight?
Down the ground, just the single. Big trouble here for the Stallions. They've only got 50 on the board. They're halfway through the innings. They've also lost 4 wickets.
श्रीलंकन टी20 लीग का ये मुकाबला है कांटे का और इस बात की पूरी गारंटी है तो सोचिए मत जल्दी से बनाइए अपनी फेवरेट टीम ओनली ऑन माई टीम 11 इंडिया की अपनी फैंटेसी ऐप
देखना जब तक अगरबत्ती जलेगी बैट्समैन खेलेगा
पापा कुछ लंबा जलाओ ना वो और लंबा खेलेगा
लिया लंबी अगरबत्तियां
Come on, Sailor.
Jaffna Stallions in big trouble. They're deep in the woods now. With 5 wickets down, requires something special.
Again, that's the problem. It's just not look good at all. The effort looking to play shots, get the ball off the square. 97 yesterday. Tassara Pereira was brilliant. When he walked in, it was 4 for 5 in the 9th over. It's around the same time, but they don't have as many runs either. 218 they ended up with. Mark straight away.
Well, they have their work cut out. 51 for 4. Only 6 wickets in hand. Monchikume, sponsors of the tournament, a flavoured rice cracker to enrich your snacking moments. We've been snacking a lot. Russell Arnold, #1 biscuit brand.
TP up here. Still finds the fielder. TP meaning Darren, time pass up there. But TP in the middle, very, very important for the Stallions. That's the wicket of Shoaib Malik.
It's often advisable when you're backing up to ensure that you're in close touching distance of the crease. Shoaib Malik was way down the track, didn't have a chance.
There has to be a point of return for a batsman. That's good running. Taking the fielder. They have to do it more often to be able to get to a decent total from here on.
Thisara Pereira was very good in his last innings, 97 from 44. 7 sixes, 8 fours. Can he reproduce that type of innings today? I'm interested in seeing where he scored most of his runs. He was quite good through the offside.
See, in the last innings, he picked up the ballers to go after quite aptly. That was a brilliant innings, no doubt about it. That's in the air, straight down the ground, and a 6. Effortless hit from De Silva. After 11, it's 62 for 4.
डिसीजन पेंडिंग है, पर तुम्हारा डिसीजन अभी ले लो। My 11 सर्कल पे अपनी टीम बनाओ और मुझे हराओ। खुद को चैंप समझते हो तो प्ले विद चैंपियंस। डाउनलोड My 11 सर्कल ऐप नाउ।
तो यंग मैन, अपने बारे में कुछ बताइए।
सर मेरी छोड़िए, आप अपनी बताइए।
अरे मैं तो व्हाट?
इसकी जॉब तो नहीं लगेगी, पर आपकी लगे तो ब्रांडेड प्रीमियम फॉग मास्टर लगाना। जॉब लगा, फॉग लगा।
Cycle in Sen Sagarbati Fair Play Award. Nabula Viking, Dasun Shanake at the top, 265 points. Gold Gladiators in second place. Still a long way to go for teams.
How about that? It's coming to Mendes, who's still bowling, but he's bowling with his right arm. So he's trying to bowl off spin to try and take the ball away from Thisara Pereira. When Shoaib Malik and Dhananjay De Silva were together in the previous over, he was bowling with his left arm.
Not quite sure that's the right approach. If you look at that last innings when he scored 97, over 50% of the runs through the offside. Maybe straighter lines, encourage him to hit through the onside.
But different pitch, more grip, it's slower. But the pressure is on now. Thisara Pereira, and knowing what he can do, you can see he's bowling a lot quicker to Thisara Pereira.
Again, offside, giving himself room, so playing to his strengths and doing it well. Thisara Pereira.
Russell pointed out he's bowling too quick. And that was in advantage of the left-handed batsman. Flat batted it and got the first 6 going.
Got to keep going, these two. Both finding their range. 6 to end the last over. Now a bit of momentum.
Club it again. Goes all the way. Are we seeing a repeat of his batting in the last game?
He's not afraid of chancing his arms once again. Just phenomenal. From that land to be able to hit the ball and get the elevation. Stroke and a half.
He said that yesterday too. I was just playing my game. I was not worried about whether wickets were falling, what was happening. And if he can stay in that same zone, it will be good for him as well as the Jaffna Stallions.
Come on, Russ, tell me, where would you bowl to Thisara Pereira, to get him out or to contain him?
I'll bowl a lot slower, but wide of stump, make him fetch. He wants to strike, he's busy, Thisara Pereira. The closer you bowl to him, the tougher it is. try to get him to hit towards extra cover of the front foot.
Or if a batsman who likes to hit the ball straight round the ground, have 3 fieldsmen on the offside behind point and ask him to go after the ball and try and play off the back foot.
I would encourage him to slug sweep the ball against the spin. Finds a gap, gets another 4. It's an expensive one. 20 runs in the over so far, 2 sixes and a 4. Still a delivery left.
That's a problem. If you bowl with both the arms, the control is never going to be there. He's given freebies in this over. And the situation has enhanced for Jaffna Stallions.
My 11 champion shot the last one. Ends up with a dot delivery. But the damage was already done. 12 gone, 82 for 4.
Saurav, which way is the match going to go?
मैच मुझे पता है which way. दादा की टीम नीचे जा रही है और मेरी टीम ऊपर. खुद को चैंप समझते हो? तो प्ले विद चैंपियंस. आपकी टीम जीतेगी या मेरी? देखते हैं My 11 Circle पे. Make your team only on My 11 Circle. Download the app now.
Partnership 36, 33, I beg your pardon, from 16 deliveries. 5 fours, 3 sixes in the innings.
No one, Pradeep. Very experienced for Sri Lanka. A lot of cricket with the white ball. Will be crucial. They've held him back for the death overs because he bowls a good Yorker.
Should be a good contest between Pereira and Pradeep.
My 11 Circle MVP of the tournament. Vinataleka at the top. Tisara Pereira, not surprisingly, in second place. Samad Patel, Gunaratna, and Gurbaz on that list.
The key for the Stallions is these two batsmen need to be together come the 15th over. Yes, they have Hasaranga, they have Chaturanga. But if you keep losing wickets, it will be a weight on the batsman's mindset. And that will keep the fielding unit in the game all the time and more belief. It clumsy Munaf Patel.
If you've been following today's play, again the second of a double-header, spinners dominating proceedings. That's been the headline of today. Good change from what we've seen in previous days, where bat dominated proceedings.
Yeah, you'd like that. Different skills to be tested. Can you adjust? What have you got?
Shah also getting into the act. All the spinners doing a fine job for their respective teams.
Too many spinners, Darren, too many spinners.
Well, they've been awfully quiet in this Lanka Premier League. The spinners, finally, they had the opportunity to celebrate and also enjoy the conditions.
Very good from Dhananjay De Silva. Tisara Pereira too, running between the wickets. Boundaries are hard to come by. Big shots are hard to come by. They're still scoring runs. That's what's important.
Russell, tell me what's going through the minds of these two players out in the middle, these batsmen. What should be their plan?
Tisara Pereira will of course play his own game. That's what he'll be thinking. Dhananjay De Silva. Stay positive, get Pereira on strike. The main thing which they failed in the first 5-6 overs was they couldn't get the strike rotating either.
Aged. And it's 4. Let me tell you, they'll be thinking how to get to 150. How to get to 150 at least. Anything above that is going to be a bonus. And that's why these two batsmen, they are coordinating after every delivery.
43 balls, 58 runs away. My 11 circle, champion shot. It's a champion player. He deserves every luck. He's in that mood. He's being that positive, the Jaffna Stallions captain.
Seen exactly what the old adage is. This game is built on 80% psychology. Confidence high to Sarah Pereira. Following up his great knock in the last match, and again playing with the freedom and flair. 13 overs gone, 93 for 4.
Sure. तो young man, अपने बारे में कुछ बताइए।
सर मेरी छोड़िए, आप अपनी बताइए।
अरे मैं तो What?
इसकी जॉब तो नहीं लगेगी, पर आपकी लगे तो ब्रांडेड प्रीमियम फॉग मास्टर लगाना। जॉब लगा, फॉग लगा।
डिसीजन पेंडिंग है, पर तुम्हारा डिसीजन अभी ले लो। माई 11 सर्कल पे अपनी टीम बनाओ और मुझे हराओ। खुद को चैंप समझते हो तो प्ले विद चैंपियंस। डाउनलोड माई 11 सर्कल ऐप नाउ।
Good passage of play for Jaffna Stallions. Bit of a recovery here. 44 from 22. The partnership, the captain taking things in his own hands.
He's got to keep it in his hands. 7 overs, that's 42 balls. 10 in over, that's 160. That'll be a good score on this pitch with the attack he has. But you got to get there. Yes, Hasaranga, Chaturanga, brothers to follow. But you don't want a new batsman coming in. They got to get used to the conditions once again.
Amir, tell me a little bit of what you've seen here and what could be done differently from the Candy Tuskers in terms of when they try to close this innings off with the ball.
Well, when you talk about how to go about things when they're bowling at Pereira, he bats with a lion heart, with lion instinct. And you know, if you show fear and vulnerability to a lion, you are history. So you have to bowl him with a big heart. Forget about getting tapped. Look to get him out. If you show fear to him, you'll be punished.
It's one way of changing the equation. Get Tasara Pereira out. Psychologically, you take the advantage. Candy Tuskers will have confidence in their batting. Brendan Taylor in the last match produced the goods. Played quite well for his half century.
Bowling it into the pitch. That's perfect. Perfect from Naveen ul Haq. And a good call from the umpire too. So 2 short balls. He's bowled both into the pitch. Aggressive cricketer. Wholehearted cricketer.
If you want to see body language, this is the bowler you turn to. Mentioned in an interview with you, Ruslanal, that he's changed his approach from the first couple of matches he's played in this tournament. Looks a lot better.
Because he's understood the conditions, settling into the team. Direct hit, the umpires are going to have a look at that, but there's not much excitement. It's always an indication. Slow ball breaking the rhythm again, Amir.
Easy decision. Should be for the third umpire. It's clearly in. Now with the field placing, the bowler has become very predictable, hasn't he? He's got a deep square leg, 2 fielder behind, square in a circle, wide is third man. It means he's looking to bowl slow bounces outside the off stump. Oh, full and wide. Yep. Nicely done. Excellent effort in the deep.
Kusal Mendes, presence of mind to knock it back. Now he had to change tack, Amir, because he's bowled the short one for the over. Until then, square leg, fine leg going in the deep. So again, that's also tells stories about the character of the bowler. He's able to make that adjustment, a different plan.
And we've spoken about captains being aligned to bowlers and plans. You're seeing a field supporting exactly where the bowler wants to bowl, full and wide. There are 3 boundary riders to the offside. So clear plans on show.
You can have plans, but you also got to have the ability to execute it.
Also commitment in the field, fielders supporting plans and execution. Looking quite good. Candy Tuskers with the ball.
That's done. That's done. It's a 6. The 100 comes up. 50 partnership as well. But Darren Ganga. Look at what the umpire is saying. Oh dear, Navinul Haq has undone all the good work. We were just praising them. They've been a very different team from the first 2 games. But at a vital time, has he got the call right?
That was kind of harsh on the bowler, one has to say. But yeah, you mentioned execution of the plan. That's the key. If you falter, you're going to be punished, especially against a player like Pereira.
Where's he going to go? That's a wide. He'll have to re-bowl that. Now the pressure has shifted.
It's the nature of this format of the game. Navinul Haq will have to take personal responsibility for overstepping. But again, there are many things going right. You expect good deliveries. You expect a bowler to probably miss his length, miss his delivery.
3 overs back. It seemed like it'll be very difficult for Jaffna Stallions to get to 150. Now, they have created an opportunity for themselves to go beyond 170. Nicely hit into the gap, and that's what my 11th circle champion shot was.
Oh, the skipper's call showing how it's done. Just play your own game. Don't worry about what's happening out there. Back yourself. Know your strength. Strong he is. TP. Not time pass what we do up here. It's Tissera Pereira who's having a ball out there.
Wrong length. It was in the slot. Should have been in that Yorker region.
Is that right, Russell?
Oh, you should see Mickey Arthur up here. Biscuits, nuts, all for TP.
I thought we were working. Nicely hit once again. And the same result. Even better.
20 runs again off the 14th. 113 for 4 Jaffna Stallions.
डिसीजन पेंडिंग है, पर तुम्हारा डिसीजन अभी ले लो। माई 11 सर्कल पे अपनी टीम बनाओ और मुझे हराओ। खुद को चैंप समझते हो तो प्ले विद चैंपियंस। डाउनलोड माई 11 सर्कल ऐप नाउ।
Partnership has now gone to 64 from just 30. Last 4 overs producing 62. And that's the carnage that we've seen recently. As the Candy Tuskers have the character to change this and finish on a better note.
Darren Ganga, it was 4 for 49. At the end of 10, it was 50 for 4. In 4 overs, these two have turned it around. Now Dhananjay De Silva, very crucial role. He should not try to match Tissera Pereira shot for shot. Just get Tissera Pereira on strike.
Well, he goes for the big one. Doesn't time it properly. We'll get a couple runs. But what he also can't do, Russell, is just not score. He's got to turn the strike over at least and offer it to Tissera Pereira.
That's the way to go. There are big gaps on the leg side. Previous over, Navinul Haq was going along so nicely. Those slower bouncers work. But then TP thought he was not going to waste any more time. No time pass. We're going to make time count. Swivel finds the fielder.
I would still like to see spinner operating. He likes a bit of pace. Pereira. Oh, he's been punishing the faster bowlers at his will. Be it a short pitch delivery, a wideish delivery, he's been executing those cover drives, straight drives, pull shots quite effectively.
Would have liked to see Naveen ul Haq go round the wicket, just change the angle a bit to the left-hander. When things are not going your way, that's when you've got to be brave, be a little bit proactive as a bowler.
He's developed his game. Credit to Tisar Pereira though. Is to drag everything to the onside, but now he's hitting offside. And he hits them powerfully. So now he's a lot tougher to bowl. He hits them down the ground off the front foot, off the back foot. You work on your game, you become a better player. My 11 circle, champion shot. Squeezes that and look at it fly.
He's timed it quite well. Just guiding the ball into the gap for 4 runs. Easy as you like.
I was out there before the start of this match, and both teams, they were warming up with fielding drills, and the ball was just skipping across the outfield. The hardness, a little bit of sheen on the grass. Very, very quick outfield. So the minute you get it in the gap, it goes for 4.
Now, one mistake in this format can really hurt you. That over from Kamunde really changed the momentum for Jaffna Stallions. From there on, they have taken on the bowlers, and they're doing it effectively.
Coming to Mendes, they made the decision that they're going after him to make a change. It's worked. And what do you say, Ganga? 10 overs, 4 for 50, like a minefield, and then they scored 70 just like that. Was it the approach at the start? Was it the bowling changes? Have they gone away from the spin that has been working on this pitch?
It's the psychology of the game. Tisara Pereira thinking differently, more positive in his approach.
Choose the call. He goes on to 49. Now I'll highlight something for you, guys. Tisara Pereira is on 146. He made 97 off 44 yesterday. He was not out, and he's 49 off 20. So that's 64 balls, 146 runs.
For me, where Tisara Pereira has improved, when you talk about a batsman who likes to hit the ball very hard, not necessarily manages to hit the ball into the gaps consistently, but that's where he has improved. Whenever he hits the ball, it's in the gap.
Playing a miss. Thought he was going to get his 50. He'll have to wait a little bit longer. 15 overs gone, 122 for 4 now.
करोड़ों फैंस खेलेंगे, करोड़ों फैंस जीतेंगे. कौन जीतेगा और क्या जीतेगा? my11circle.com पे आओ और खुद जान जाओ. Download the app now.
On Sony, cricket will reveal its true color. दिखा दे सबको हाँ अपना रंग है हिंदुस्तान. निकले नीला हाँ अपना रंग है हिंदुस्तान. It's time to show cricket's true color. Men in blue lock horns with their fiercest rival Australia in third ODI tomorrow, 8 AM onwards, only on Sony Sports channels.
I don't see any reason why they can't go at 10 and over, at least. Takes them past the 170 mark, 12 and over to 180. De Silva on 35. He's played a very good supporting role here since Pereira has arrived, or TP as Russ likes to call. I hope Russ goes and takes a bit of a lie down, actually. He needs a bit of a rest, I think.
Yeah, he does, and he needs to have some more of those biscuits that he's got on his desk there, and nuts.
Right, 5 overs to go. Direct hit will be interesting. It's not a direct hit, but out of the blocks quickly. Pereira.
Talking about nuts, I thought Russell was going nuts here. By the way, Tissera was batting. And he made a big statement. He said, once in a lifetime innings. Let's see whether that once in a lifetime would be repeated.
Well, he's lying down at the back of the commentary box now, so he's just sort of deep breaths. I can see deep breaths now, and practicing some yoga practices, stances.
123 for 4. Yep, Haiti, you're talking about 10 plus. At this rate, with this momentum, it can be even more. That's where they are at the moment. They've completely dominated the bowling. They've just forgotten about the surface. And this is why I believe that pitchers react to the way you bat. And Tissera Pereira reaches his 50, and another fantastic innings by the captain. He came out with all guns blazing, put the bowlers on the defense, and that's completely put the bowlers off. All the variety and whatever they bowled is thrown out of the window. Tissera Pereira is now the dominant factor.
That's a good connection. And it's gone all the way for 6. Not by much, but it doesn't have to go by much. Could be a big over this.
Yeah, let's not forget the role that Dhananjay de Silva's played in all this. I think he's been superb tonight. His tempo of his innings has been outstanding. He's run so well between the wickets, and he's been the perfect foil for Tissera Pereira.
3 balls left in the over. That's what happens. Short and a little bit quicker, and just eased away for a boundary. It's a My 11 Circle champion shot, that one. Important boundary at this stage as well. Dozen runs off the over, still 2 balls remaining.
The quiet achiever, if that's one way of describing Dhananjay de Silva, because no one takes notice of what he's doing. It's all Tissera.
I take a lot of notice of what he's doing, Rashan. He's playing the perfect role tonight.
The spotlight, I mean, is on Tissera. Dhananjay is all on his own, just doing it in his own way, but Tissera, on the other hand, just going blasting.
That's a great shot. Beautifully controlled for 50. Skipper's down there pretty smartly, so 2 guys now on 50 for the Stallions. Very good partnership. 89 as well.
The other day, Mickey, when Avishka Fernando got his runs batting in the company of Shoaib Malik, I know that you spoke to him, told him that's exactly what you want. Now, is this what you want from Dhananjay?
This is exactly the role that we want Dhananjay to play. He's done it brilliantly tonight.
Oh, that's even bigger. That's a terrific shot. Huge over that one. 22 runs off that over. 16 gone. 144 for 4.
Saurav, the game's about to start.
कौन होगा in और कौन होगा out?
Dada, nothing much to think about. My 11 in, your 11 out.
खुद को चैंप समझते हो तो प्ले विद चैंपियंस। आपकी टीम जीतेगी या मेरी? देखते हैं My 11 Circle। Now make your team only on My 11 Circle. Download the app now.
Australian Open, Euro 2020, Olympic Games, Tokyo 2020, on Sony. Only on Sony Sports Network, on Sony Sports Network, on Sony Sports Network, on Sony Sports Network, on Sony Sports Network.
94 runs scored off the last 6 overs. That's how well these two guys have played. Stand is now 95 off 42 deliveries only, and we've got 4 overs to go. It was a very different story not so long ago for the Tuskers. Pradeep. It's a beautiful shot. Oh, and it's down. Picked out the fielder. Pereira thought he was in real trouble.
Well, I don't want to call it a disaster, because it's not a disaster. Disaster is something else. But this is a big miss. Last 5 overs, and the Jaffna Stallions would want their skipper to be there. And he's still there, because it was pretty ordinary. Nuwan Pradeep's face and his reaction tells the story.
Garbaz has got to take those catches.